my
Hello,
goodness.
everybody. Welcome to The Keep. Thank you for joining us today. We are fixing to jump into our adventure, continue our Sanctum series. But first, we have a couple of announcements to get through really quick. Garrett, you had something that you wanted to start us off with, right?
Yes, I wanted to say in the last episode, I got grumpy here and there, and I was somewhat rude, and I wanted to apologize to the audience for that because that's not professional and it's not good. It's not cool to you guys. So I just personally wanted to apologize for being poopy doo doo. So no one's twisting my arm. I choose to do this. I want to be a genuine person, and I am sorry that I was doo doo. So instead, now we have the emergency alert system.
It's still my favorite.
When the technology decides to be doo doo, I've got a sign now.
For those of you who cannot read the small print, I mean, the hey is not the small print, but it's hey, listen.
Yeah.
And I love the reference.
Makes me so happy.
Because, boy howdy, it would be so much better if we could be at a table and look at each other and have conversations properly. And
One day.
Boy howdy.
It'll be what
howdy.
it'll be what it want to do. So there it is. And I just wanted to say I'm sorry if I was doo doo. And yeah, so love you guys.
We still love you.
We definitely love you. Right. Also, if you guys haven't seen Garrett's new stuff on Night Shift Night at
Put out some
YouTube,
new stuff.
yeah, it's legit. You should definitely check out his stuff. It is awesome. It's another reminder of why we're glad to have him with us. Apart from him being an awesome human being and our friend, it's awesome.
I don't know the wiggle dances. I'm running off of like 5 hours of sleep.
Oof, I've been there. That's rough.
Watch my next video. You'll understand why.
Also, we are partnering with Take This, an awesome organization that is devoted to increasing awareness for mental health issues in the gaming community. They do a lot of awesome stuff. They have some really neat resources. If you can, donate, please, because they're doing some much needed work. If you can't donate, spread the word, share the love. They're on most social medias. They're not that hard to find. Speaking of social media, we are also on social medias. We are the Keep RPG on YouTube and here on Twitch and Instagram and Twitter. I'm pretty sure it's the same across the board. So definitely check us out. We would
all those links are in my YouTube videos. All those links are in my YouTube videos.
You definitely should. We'll have them in the doobly-doo, as well as the link to Garrett's video in the description below. Also,
it goes.
We in case you can't tell, we like each other, and we like engaging with the community and reaching out and connecting with people. And part of the way we do that is interacting with other D&D streams. In particular, we're co-hosting with Dinner and a Game, who are other Texas-based streamers who are fixing to start a new chapter, and it's very exciting, the things that they are doing, so go check them out. They're pretty awesome. I believe that brings us to the end of our announcements.
Guys, we're in Dragonthrone. I'm not okay.
I can't wait to get murdered.
I wasn't ready.
I'm not. We have not slept enough for this.
Well,
nah, bro. New day, new class,
on
new
that
this,
note,
new job. What?
let's jump into this.
Cheers, lads.
When last we left our heroes, having finished their journey to the Feywilds to retrieve renowned arcanist Hari Reslin as a favor for Kazator's mentor, Master Ansel Corian, the group teleported with Reslin in tow back to the material plane. They landed in the mountains above Dragonthrone, the oldest city on the continent and the capital of the Church of Bahamut. They were quickly met by the spirit of Asha, warning them of danger approaching. Rai quickly resolved the issue with a very clutch spell. The group was led by Asha to a cave where they could safely spend the night. In the morning, they left Reslin there to continue his convalescence, and on the way to their flight down to the city, Asha spoke with Rai about the library. Rai and Doran had a wonderful conversation. Also touched base with Soliex about the Sanctum and the whole situation in Dragonthrone. Upon arriving back at the cliffside where they had arrived originally, they used Kazator's Eagle polymorph to quickly descend down the cliffside to the outside of the city, where they passed through the gates mostly uneventfully. A silent spell cast by Val caused the group to split up briefly, got some shopping done, and learned a little bit about the situation in the city, including the upcoming inclusion of the Brotherhood into the Church of Bahamut. Dun dun dun!
Dad! Oh.
You guys made contact with Sarai and planned to rendezvous at a shop in the Bull's Head Plaza, Gertie Gadsworth's Gamut of Goods. You made your way to the shop over the course of the afternoon, managed to do a little bit of shopping before Gertie closed up for the day, and she led you into the back area where you met Sarai, tired and weary, preparing tea for your group, and we will pick up at that point. So, you have just walked into a fairly cozy kitchenette area. There are a number of seats and small tables that looks like Sarai has arranged them to fit the size of your group. So generally circularly situated, mismatched and ununiform, but cushioned and comfortable for the most part. She finishes making her preparations with the tea, sets the little cups all on a tray, and as you guys get situated, brings them around to each of you before claiming a spot for herself. You do notice that she has prepared 9 cups of tea. There are 8 of y'all currently in the room. There is 1 cup of tea and 1 empty seat that is still open.
Wait, who's the?
It's for Gribble.
It's the 6 of us and Sarai. Gertie's not in the room with us.
Gertie is still in the room.
So wouldn't that make 8?
Yes, there are 9
9.
seats and 9
I know how to
cups
count.
of tea.
Real quick, before we get started, Sarai, not to cast doubts on you unnecessarily, but given the circumstances, I hope you'll understand. If you don't mind asking, what was the last conversation you and I had before? While we were still in, oh gosh, what was the city's name?
Grimhold?
Grimhold, thank you. Was it
No.
Grimhold?
No.
Where did we meet?
Whiteburn.
Farndale.
Farndale, thank you.
You say Grimhold as Celiac suggests it, and Sarai looks at you and she's like, I actually believe our last conversation was in Farndale. You'll have to excuse the DM's bad memory.
There was a memorable moment that left quite the imprint.
I was gonna say, wasn't that when Sarai slapped you?
Yes!
I do believe we had an impressionable moment, if you will. Is your face still red? Or are you just a little warm in here?
Well, dying does that to you. That being said, though, I'm glad that you are who you say you are. With the things being the way they are in the city, one can't be too careful.
You have no idea how things are in the city. You've been back less than a day.
We know that. Well, I'll let the Solix explain.
You're right, we don't know how things are in the city, but apparently things are not good. Where is Vanera?
She's safe.
Good. She's not in the temple, yes?
No, she's
Right.
not. Not for their lack of trying, of course, but we managed to secret her away.
Excellent. These are the lovely 11th Hour, I'm sure you remember. All of us?
Indeed, although I do not recall your lovely companion.
Oh, yes. This
Okay,
is,
thank you, darling.
She's, despite her constitution, she's highly intelligent and quite valuable. There will probably be great use of her.
Backhanded compliments. Yeah.
Rai, this is Rai. Longtime friend of mine.
Nice to meet you, darling.
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Is there... Well, we have a few moments before our last guest joins us.
Right.
Might not be.
Who is that? Yes, as Lauren just asked.
She looks over... She looks over at Doran and smiles. His name is Harker. Harker Callahan. I don't suppose you remember him, Sulyex. He was some years ahead of you in training. He works with the Dragon's Guard now. A senior patrolman, I believe. He does the patrols in this area, and with my presence, we decided a surprise inspection might allay some suspicion for the evening. He'll be here to perform his inspection of Gertie's shop, and join us for a brief snack before continuing his rounds.
Right.
I suppose he's trustworthy to our cause, as it
At this point, Gertie speaks up as, "Oh, Harker's an old friend, a good boy. He's helpful."
Right. Well, what's the plan?
Insight.
Okay, make an insight check, Doran.
Mostly just because I feel like
By all
rolling dice.
means.
Oh, I actually have a good modifier for that. I forget. Oh, you know what? I'm going to use my brand new dice that were given to me as a gift before my last day of work that just happened because I'm going through career changes. And these are lovely dice from SkullSplitterDice.com. We're not sponsored, neither am I, but I wanted to talk about their product anyway because, wow, look how pretty these metal dice
Very
are.
shiny.
So I think the people who gave this to me are probably watching, so thank you. I'm going to roll them. I hope you don't kill me.
Lauren, I also want to ask, because they've been joking about Celiax and Sarai, does she actually seem interested in him like that?
You can also make an insight check.
So I got a total of 10.
Okay.
I'm not insightful.
That is okay. From what you can tell, Doran, Gertie
Yes.
is telling the truth, but she's also leaving a lot unsaid.
Shock, surprise.
Doran is concerned. Garrett is excited.
Alright, right?
16.
16. You notice that very frequently, Sarai will orient her body towards where Sulyex is. She will shoot a glance at him throughout the room. You're not sure if it's their history together as friends or her stress and uncertainty with the situation.
You have a lot of fight, people.
You hush.
Don't interrupt the DM.
But there's
Right.
definitely a sense of security that he brings, and she does seem reassured by his presence.
The only person in the room who is.
I don't feel like that's true.
Well, Sarai, what is the plan as it stands right now?
Plan. Survive. At this point, I'd like to not get arrested. That would be lovely.
Right. What? How did that come about?
I believe I mentioned Venera's prophecies were making certain individuals uncomfortable. They
The truth.
took action. An investigation was opened into my activities. I was called to trial for heresy. I went into questioning, and when it became clear that this was a farce, meant to ensnare and entrap Venera for some nefarious purpose I dread to even consider, I escaped. Venera and I have been hiding with friends and allies ever since.
Where's
What do you know of
where's her-
Devin?
Hold on. What was that, Garrett?
Oh, Doran he asked where's her brother?
Okay. And Celiax had asked,
I can answer that. If I am correct, her brother is receiving paladin training. He should be mostly safe as far as the training for that goes, yes?
Xantia is still in the initiate dormitories, this is true, undergoing training, and actually one of the better sources of gossip for us.
I believe that. Have you heard, what was Devin's role in your trial, the Archpriest?
Desmond?
Yes.
The Archpriest presided, of course, as is his right, when one of us is accused of heresy.
So, what exactly was Venera saying that led to the discomfort?
The accusations she was making of improper behavior, greed, gluttony, manipulation, murder. A number of priests that are high in the Archpriest's favor did not particularly care for her accusations. They called them unfounded, slanderous. That child does not speak untrue. And it is concerning the depth of darkness that some of these who lead us have fallen into.
The corruption up top is always something that they're worried about, isn't it? Doran's just kind of like smugly smiling to himself about like, yeah. People up top, you suck.
Out of curiosity, has she made any of her accusations publicly, or have they been held privately for the priesthood?
It varied. There was some. She saw them in the marketplace, walking from stall to stall. And the change came over her, and she spoke with Bahamut's voice. Denounced them in the middle of the plaza. There does not seem to be rhyme or reason to what she says or where it happens. Some of these have definitely been made public. And equally as public is their campaign against us.
Interesting. So, what effect would the Arbiter's public backing have on her accusations?
I don't know. And truthfully, I'd hoped Celiax might come with that intent, but as the days have gone by, I become less certain that it will have any true impact. I don't mean to scare you, there have been a number of individuals who have heard what she has said and have joined us, who have either turned from their wicked ways or eschewed those who succumbed to these darknesses and have fought to find the right path, the true way of Bahamut that has been lost. But they are not nearly as numerous as I once would have hoped.
I have talked about when you were contacting me, which I realize now was quite some time ago for ourselves. It was only a few days. The Feywild, terrible place, don't suggest it. Time passes weird.
It does, yes.
I got a message from the Archpriest asking that I come see him. So I told him when I got in town I would. As you know, we arrived here quietly, but I do intend to go see him sooner rather than later, if possible, see what information I can gather. But for this meeting, joining with the Brotherhood, Is he ignorant to who they are or implicit in their activities?
I do not know. None of Venere's prophecies have been made against him. I can say that. I don't know if he sees just the surface level, the works that they do for the communities they're active in. Truthfully, I don't know. It might... It might be eye-opening if we allowed it to proceed, so that others in the church, those who do truly follow Bahamut, might see truly what's happening. Bringing a cult such as the Brotherhood into our very midst, embracing them as brothers. Their ways are so different from ours. They know nothing of our traditions and our heritage, the way we have been brought up.
You are smarter and far more observant than I am. Been around here longer as well. What do you know of the magical defenses of the temple? If, say, Casador here were to disguise himself as an acolyte or my squire, perhaps to try to come in with me, would the illusion be dispelled if he got close?
Within the lower levels, he'd probably be fine. Entering into the sacred grounds, such magics are rendered null. They claim it to be the work of Bahamut protecting those closest to him.
Right.
Truest followers.
Do you know who is heading up the delegation of the Brotherhood?
Please tell me it's Alabaster douchebag.
That is
I
a
think
new name canon.
We're all ready to cut his butt off and feed it to him.
I'm afraid I'm not quite aware of that. I haven't been able to find out nearly as much about it as I wanted. I've been trying to keep us alive.
That might be information I could find out, though.
Yes.
If such illusionary magics as mine would be dispelled upon entering the sacred portions of Bahamut's temple, are there powerful enough magics that would go unnoticed by such dissipations, or if the Brotherhood in their guises, such as Reuven, were to enter, would his guises be dispelled as well?
I don't know. I am not aware of any level of magic, of any arcane nature, that would be able to freely pass. It's possible it exists and I'm unaware of it, but I don't know.
Are we thinking of that we're trying to sneak our way in?
I'm thinking that if Reuven has been into this inner area, that this Archbishop would have had. He must know who Reuven is if this magic is dispelling any illusions.
Well, that may not actually be the case. If based on the journal that I found in the tower and what we saw there, I don't think their shape-changing abilities is inherently magical as much as it is a gift from their mother.
But his shape change is a white mount dragon, is it not?
We don't know how it might be unwise to assume we know the extent of their changing abilities.
If it were from their mother, it would be divine in nature, correct?
It's possible.
Not only if it, like I said, if it were magical, it may be similar to the changeling that we found in what the heck was that city? The one that shot Halberd. Whiteburn. Thank you. The one that shot Halberd. Those aren't magical changing abilities. Those are actually built into their species.
Same with true
That's
metallics can just change. It's rare that chromatics have that ability, but true metallic dragons can alter their form. It's a gift from Bahamut.
but not
allows them to do
necessarily
that.
magical.
No, it's not a how
It's just
Bahamut
another
has given me
form.
abilities. It is a gift that he gives to his crew dragons. Apparently Tiamat has been able to bestow that gift as well, at least upon her direct children.
So there's every chance, all that to say, there's every chance that the Archpriest may have no idea who these people really are.
Wait. The Mother of Dragons.
Aye.
I'm confused.
Do you not know who the Brotherhood is aligned to? Have you not?
No.
Oh, Sarai.
Oh,
Okay.
shoot.
History lesson. Here we go. We've been figuring out some things. The Brotherhood, Reuven, is one of Tiamat's direct descendants, the Alabaster Ruin. He is an ancient white dragon. The Brotherhood is connected to Tiamat. This is very bad. I thought you were... Yeah, no, Brotherhood, very bad. We have been figuring... The five-pointed star, that lovely symbol they have,
Yes.
point represents a, you know...
I get out all the information, the chalk drawings and stuff. Then I hand them to Sarai and show her, like, you know, this is the stuff from one of the temple, or
Yeah.
I show her the stuff from Zelisar's tomb that depict all the dragons.
I'm
the
also
former,
gonna... Go ahead, Garrett. Finish.
the former arbiter fighting off Bahamut's Tiamat's
Yeah.
Rai's just gonna pick up the plate of muffins and offer them to Sarai.
I feel like that's a good call.
Can I make a medicine check to see if she's about to pass out?
Go ahead and make a
Woman's
medicine
face looks
check.
very like I'm about to just lose it.
He was in my temple. The scion of Tiamat outside my temple.
And I shot him.
Yes, we fought him like the idiots we are and somehow didn't die.
Bahamut protected you that day.
Yep,
I mean,
I believe
yeah.
that.
He wanted Xantier. Why did he want Xantier?
Something about a deal. Well, there's also the books. We were talking about the books, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
She doesn't even know about
Powerful artifacts. Yes.
That can open portals to different worlds. So if you're trying to bring your trapped mother in the hells to... Yes. See? Bad.
It can also be very good if you have concerns about remaining here with Vanera. I do know of a place that we can potentially take you to wait while Sabiax sees what he can do in this situation.
Those are pretty useful.
Useful indeed. For the children, perhaps, but I do not have it within me to await rescue. Still, perhaps the children should go. Not just Xantier and Vanera, but all the initiates. All those who live in the dormitories. They know nothing. I guarantee they know nothing of... But maybe not. Maybe the corruption is not quite so widespread. There are still those who do pursue the true and right path of Bahamut.
the people at the swamp were... If I remember right, the people at the swamp they were pretty good believers.
They were.
We must also consider the wisdom of a mass exodus so close to the Brotherhood joining the Church of Bahamut. It might be a way that
They might be able to go north.
But it might give a mass exodus might give away that we know as much as we do.
I need to talk to Desmond and see what he knows.
I would recommend if the children who are currently in the temple are safe for the moment, to get the one who is not away, and we can join her later.
That
Vanera is
wise.
far more than just a child. Her safety is paramount.
However, we
Yes.
must also consider that we might need her, so we need to be able to. I mean, I don't know
I would imagine that if she has a message that we need to hear, there are people in the library that could.
Oh, this would not be the
having it
library. I would take her to the chapel. I do believe that Gaspin, the priest of Bahamut at the library, would have a contact there who could take her in. It would be far better for her to be there. There will be those who are better versed in Bahamut to assist her.
I imagine
That
getting
seems like a
in
good
contact
idea.
would not be a difficult thing.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Sarai, how easy is it for you to have access to Venera right now?
Not difficult. I can take you there.
It doesn't have to be this moment. I just want to make sure that if you have to go at a certain time, we take that into consideration.
If Tiamat's followers are this close to being embraced by the church, it might be safest for her to leave.
So what is our play right now? What would we do to stop that union between the church and the Brotherhood?
Well, it sounds like
How
the
do we
first
stop
thing,
that?
It sounds like the first thing we need is for Suliex to keep his appointment with the Archpriest.
Tomorrow, I'm going to.
Prefer you not to go alone if possible.
I'm not sure that's avoidable.
Oi,
Tomorrow,
oi.
I'm going to ride into town and go to the temple. I think it would be a good idea for you guys to remain in the shadows and follow me for as long as possible until you cannot anymore.
What if I go with you? That way you're not completely alone. My armor and this new cloak, they're not spiffy, but I'm wearing blue and silver. Isn't that the right colors?
And he could
Would I not blend in a little bit?
Had your assistant, your squire, your whatever would get him through the doors. The rest of us have a little bit better chance of being unseen.
I'm not sure how far you'll be able to make it into the temple. Certain levels are blocked off to only those ordained, but
I don't feel comfortable going into the temple as well, so
we'll get you as close as possible.
I would
At
think
least
maybe
so that way you're not such a need help.
Right.
I would
Miss Fry,
think maybe a better route to go could be that while you're at the temple, some of us are getting Venera away.
that's my thought. While I am doing what I do best and being loud and noisy, do you think at that time you could aid Venera with Sarai's help? And I don't know, maybe Case Stewart could aid you, and Howard, if you would like to follow Dorn and myself in from the shadows.
Yes. But I also have some errands that need to be run.
All right.
Is Gertie in this room?
Gertie is still in the room, yes. You see her sort of hanging back a little bit. She's settled into her chair, but she's close to the door, and it seems like she's kind of keeping an ear out.
Gertie, in your magical wares, would you have anything that would allow someone to, if Suliex were to carry something, maybe a pair of items where I could pinpoint his location at any time?
Ooh, magic
If I
trap.
knew his exact location, as long as I was within 500 feet of him, I could take myself and one other to him instantaneously.
Casator,
Yes.
what if you gave me Jojo?
Ooh, that's a good idea.
I'm afraid I don't have anything on hand that would suit your desires at this moment.
I hate
A familiar, then? Is that what he suggests?
that is what he suggests, and I hate to ask this, but considering the situation, where's my notes?
Can he get into? Can Jojo enter the temple?
Guess we'll find out.
I mean, he is by all accounts a creature. He has a magical nature similar to, I would think, Nightbane. He is not himself
All right.
I don't see any reason why he would be dispelled like an illusion or something like
If
that.
anything, you would just, if you were to try to make him invisible, the invisibility might be dispelled, but
Right.
if I just found myself a Hawk's Fox so long in my journeys,
Exactly.
Have him hiding under your cloak, or in my helmet or something.
It's possible. Gertie, I hate to ask this, but considering the importance of what we're doing, is that something I might find at Falston's?
Oh no, Falston doesn't carry magical goods. If you're looking for anything arcane, you'll need a magical shop. There are some smaller, less expansive works, but they wouldn't have anything of that nature.
Okay. I think Jojo was probably our best bet then.
we need a horse door.
It's about at this time you'll hear a pounding knock, knock, knock on the front door of Gertie's shop.
We all turn with weapons drawn.
You're right.
You're not wrong.
Fade into the shadows.
I'm getting cast
Gertie's-
clairvoyance at it.
You are casting clairvoyance?
Yeah.
Okay. While you're sending the spell off, you get just enough of a glimpse inside the room before your view goes to that sort of sensor to see Gertie stand up and start moving that way. And as you're spell casting, she gives you sort of a, okay then, and starts moving towards the door. She calls out, just a moment, just a moment. Oh, pardon my old knees. I'll be right there.
Can I slip out behind her in the shadows?
Sure, you can stay in the shadows. There are a couple of places where you might be able to hide in the shadows of the counters or sort of crouching down to stay out of view of the door. If you're wanting to follow really closely behind, there's not a whole lot of places for you to hide, but you can come into this main room with her where the shop is and where everything is shut down. The sensor, Rye, you get to see before anybody else. There is a single dragonborn in heavy armor, sword sheathed, shield put up on his back, silver dragonborn, knocking at the door outside. And he has a fairly pleasant demeanor. He doesn't seem, from your passive insight, he doesn't seem anxious or uncertain. It seems like this is fairly routine. Those of y'all inside, you hear Gertie get to the door. Halberd, you see her open it, and
I will just, as I see that, shoot out real quick. Silver Dragonborn armored.
So y'all in the room do hear Rai say that. Gertie opens the door, greets him. Oh, Harker, is it that time again? Come in, come in. Halberd, you see him enter into the room. She gestures for him to come in, looks her out on the street as she gives a little bow, her gaze darting about subtly. It's only because your perception is so high that you can see her have this very sort of canny checking if anybody else is around. The door closes. She double checks the curtains are drawn across the window, and Harker has stepped in a few paces into the room, is starting to look about. As Gertie pulls the curtain the last bit of the way closed, he sort of settles a little bit, and he turns to Gertie and just holds out his arm. She ducks under and gives him a big ol' hug, and he pats her. It's, oh, Gertie, it is that time, it is that time. And you see him start walking fairly briskly, doing an inspection of the room. Obviously not looking too closely, making fairly pleasant small talk as they're going around. And it's just like, oh, the weather is changing. It's getting so much warmer. This is unpleasant, I tell you. I cannot handle the heat nearly as well as I used to. Oh, indeed. It's I cannot wait for the winter to come, and I thrive in the cold. It's just much more comfortable. As they're going around, and very quickly, Harker finishes his inspection, and Gertie's like, no, I must insist. Do come back for a cup of tea. Just a small cup. It won't take any time at all. And Harker sort of raises an eyebrow. Gertie nods at him. It's like, It would be my pleasure, Miss Gertie. Do lead the way, of course. And he sort of offers his arm to escort her to the back. Halberd, how hidden are you wanting to be? As he's getting closer to where you have sort of secreted yourself in the shadows, are you deliberately hiding yourself from his view? All right, roll a stealth check.
Like when he walks in the room, that is when I want to be able to, like he walks in, I walk in behind him and close the door. That's going to be a 23.
Okay. So Gertie leads him in. They're still chatting very friendly on the arm. He walks into this kitchenette area. You follow seemingly unnoticed. As you close the door with a quiet thump behind him, he gives a little jump and looks over his shoulders like, new friends, Gertie? And he sets her down in her seat, escorts her over there, turns over to Sarai. Lass. And Sarai just stands up from her seat and gives him a hug, little side hug, ducks under his arm.
Nice specification.
Sarai, from where she's been standing, Harker, do sit, please. And I'll get your tea in just a moment. You know Solyex, I believe, or by reputation at least. Solyex, do you want to introduce your friends?
Right.
Harker is completely trustworthy, I promise.
I will put my sword away and say, Parker, pleasure to finally meet you. These are my friends. We are the 11th Hour. The one behind you is Halberd.
The sneaky one, hi.
The one with the axe is Doran. He looks intimidating, but he's actually quite loyal and good. The beautiful-looking man over there is Casator.
Beautiful indeed.
He claims to be intelligent, and possibly a bard. We're not quite sure yet. The one in the vestments over there, that would be our cleric, Val. Not
The man of
part of the
faith.
Church of Bahamut, but trustworthy all the same. And the elf standing over there, that is Rai, our highly intelligent companion who decides to stay with us for whatever reason.
Beyond our
Intelligence and wisdom
comprehension.
are not the same thing.
Say that one more time, Rai.
Intelligence and wisdom are not necessarily the same thing.
True words never spoken.
Speaking of which, if you don't mind, I'd like to keep an eye out just in case anyone were to have followed. And I'll make my way out the room and just kind of hang out in the shop by the window, just keep an eye out for anyone looking like they're keeping an eye on the place.
And I'll
Okay.
duck out behind him.
I'll stay close to the door that for the room we're in, because we're in like a back
Yes.
room, right? So I'm like at that door
Okay.
guarding that.
As y'all are getting up and starting to move, Gertie's like, oh, there's no need for that, dears. The shop is well kept and well alarmed, I promise.
They'll do it anyways, Gertie. We're cautious if nothing else.
Very well, very well. As you will.
Insult the Arcanist, that's right.
No. It's extra precaution because, we're scared of dying.
S- Stay out of view. Don't touch the curtains.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I trust that.
How's everyone? All right.
So, Parkin.
Someone might.
Alright,
I'm
I'll
gonna
just
listen to
roll.
what they say.
Say that one more time, Solyex.
Sarai tells us that you are one of the leaders of the guard, yes?
I'm a senior patrolman in my unit.
What do you know?
Fantasy Dragon Cop?
100% yes.
Essentially. Sure, we can go with that.
Yes.
I'm sure I know quite a bit. What do you want to know?
Mainly about
He
what's
sort
going
of-
on. Mainly about what's going on. You seem to be trusted by these individuals here, and honestly, I would like to know why.
And he sort of looks over at Gertie. He's like, Gertie, do they know? And Gertie just sort of, oh no, but go ahead, do give your reports. It's like, okay, very well then. Patrols are increasing. They're cutting our shifts from 6 hours to 4 hours, rotating on a more frequent basis. The Brotherhood are starting to arrive. We're expecting an influx of them over the next few days, increasing over the next week. The majority of them should be here within the next 10 days or so before the festival. The inns, of course, are pleased to receive coin to house them. I'm sure you were already aware of that.
Right.
The guards themselves are going to be doing inspections on a more frequent basis. I'm going to do my absolute best, Gertie, you know that, to assign myself to any in your shop. But it may be best to fill the well again, for the time being at least. He's like, noted, I will take care of that. Sarai, you'll have to remember. Sarai sort of nods. After tonight then, very well. And the conversation goes on for a little bit. Harker is giving a report of the general patrol patterns, letting the one of the big interesting pieces of information he passes on to Gertie. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to you, but he's talking about how a particular family just had a member pass, and how the mourners made their journey to the catacombs and the route that they took, and gossip from the city. Overall, it just seems to be mostly irrelevant, but Gertie's nodding, and every so often she'll pull out a little piece of paper and jot down notes, and very well.
It's a code.
Right.
Lauren, from where Halbert and I are at, can we hear this through the doorway, or are
Through the doorway? You hear a murmur of conversation. What are y'all's passive perceptions? 19 and
21.
21. Okay. You'd probably be able to... 18. Okay, 18 and 21. You'd still probably be able to make out most of what they're saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
The quieter parts are a little bit muffled and harder to track, but yeah.
I was gonna try and pay a little bit more attention when he starts talking about like patrol routes and stuff.
Mhm.
I'll peek my head in. Miss Gertie, do you happen to have a map of the city anywhere nearby?
Not on my person, no, sir. I might be able to afford you one this evening if you are going with her. Or, of course, the general quarters will have... The districts in each city will have a message board with a rough map of the city posted. Of course, you can probably find a novel item for sale.
I was just thinking of being able to study the layout of the city, since we are, aside from obviously Soliax, rather new here. It might make our comings and going a little easier if we know where things are.
Parker sort of looks over at you and is like, I can do you one better. Next time I'm here, I'll bring a map of the patrols for this district. You'll get all of the routes here around Gertie's shop and a general idea of most of the rest of the city. Will that work?
Yeah.
That would be extremely helpful. Thank you.
Is Gertie a nickname? Does she have is that like a nickname for a full name? I'm just curious.
From what you've seen, her shop name and the big sign out front was Gertie Gadsworth's Gamut of Goods.
Oh, okay. Because my brain...
Gertie sounds like a nickname. Is this something that Doran is asking?
No, this is what Garrett's asking, because my mind went to hurdy-gurdy, which is that one instrument that you hear fire stuff. Because, like, I don't know. But it's one of those things that I just thought
you did see it was spelled a little differently. It's Gertie.
Oh, I've been writing it incorrectly.
That is
I
okay.
think we all have.
Right. Well, it's getting late, and we have a very busy day tomorrow. Suggestions for lodging.
If this is going to be the last time until the well is filled again,
What does that mean?
Oh, it's not nearly as mysterious as you think. I can show you if you'd like to come with me. I can take you to Venera to do as you will with her. There might be some pest control problems along the way. Are you able to assist with that?
Absolutely. We're good at exterminating boogers and rats.
Or
And monsters.
really good at killing animals.
And children.
Well, that's not really the way I wanted.
I don't think that'll be a point of comfort for Venera.
Not in character.
Oh.
Okay. I'm glad you said that, because I was about to be reacting as Gertie and Harker as right.
That was not Casey.
That I missed out. Who threw me under the bus?
Jordan. Not Kazator, but Jordan.
I
What
said
is-
you were really good at killing animals.
Jay's the one that kills kids, mostly.
Hey now.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Bringing it back.
Mean by all of that is that we've taken some jobs where we've slain a few monsters that were giving people trouble. That's all I meant.
And you do look like quite proficient adventurers also. Harker sort of looks you up and down.
Before we go, I do need to send a few messages out, and then we can be on our way if that's okay.
You out here?
Yeah, before we leave, at least one of them needs to go out.
Right.
Okay.
I'm going
So go ahead, sorry.
as he mentions that, I'm going to walk up to him and just ask him, not overtly, but just kind of quietly, can you get a message to either Lyran or to Rissa for me?
I was actually planning on contacting them myself. What do you need?
I'd like to know how strong Sanctum is and how protected or guarded it is after we've returned the books and as it's been growing. Because my last impression was it couldn't take another attack the way it did, but is it actually guarded if we were to bring more books or have more power brought back to it?
I can ask. It's been over a month since I've reached out to them, so
I understand.
we can obviously time pass. We can see how things have gone. So yeah, I'm gonna cast sending real quick.
Okay.
And reach out to Lyran.
Okay.
Sorry, counting.
Go ahead.
Valhian, just checking in. Couple questions. How secure is Sanctum now? And do we have a way to send supplies? No, kind of emphasize the word supplies. Outside of main portal.
Okay, so one more time. Outside of
Main portal.
main portal.
Because, and I don't know how much of this Val would know, or if he could ask. How far are we away from the main hub where we came in?
Oh god.
Cedar Grove?
Yeah,
A little ways.
A boat ride and a half away.
yeah. I mean, it was. I
It'll
mean-
be a fairly significant boat ride.
Yeah. I was just trying to remember. I knew we were far away. I just couldn't remember how far.
It's probably, 2 weeks on a boat and another month and a half of travel, probably.
Probably something close to that.
Or
No, from Cedar Grove? Not that far.
Cedar Grove is
Well,
well,
map, let me see.
I guess if you took a boat the entire way, then yeah, it'd be a long, but you could
Yeah.
jump across the
Ideally, you would take a boat from Dragonthrone up through the Kiono Sea to Port Sameda, and then go through the land between the lakes. It'd be probably 10 days or so.
Okay.
2 weeks maybe if the weather's against you.
All right. Yeah. So finding a way to get stuff to and from our sanctum outside of that hub would be fantastic, but I don't know if there is a way to do that. Okay. No, I take it back. Val does know a way. He just doesn't know if we have the power to do it.
Val knows it's not within his
No,
capability.
not within his power. He knows that Rissa can do it because she dropped off Dribble that one time.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I don't know if Rissa's
You do also know that was before the attack.
also true. Fair point.
So, is something rules being looked up? Because I had a thing.
Lauren's
I
working on
am
a thing.
composing on the response.
Gotcha. I got 2 things before we leave this place. Assuming we're like fixing to leave. Oh my goodness, it's so crazy the way adventure goes.
Okay.
Getting musical for some reason. even
Okay.
though
Let
I'm
me
a-
count words. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
11, 12, 13, 14.
No,
15,
don't do
16,
that, don't do that. Ah, have to start over.
Yes, my being a butt abilities have leveled up. Huzzah! You got another glass or like no? Oh jeez, what is all of this crap in my saved images?
Okay.
Oop, oop.
Val. She recovers slowly, but it will take time. We're fairly secure, but she is severely wounded. Rissa can retrieve any supplies.
All right. Is that it?
That is 25 words.
Okay, cool. I wasn't counting. I figured you did. I trust your counting abilities over mine. I'll reply to that. We have another journal to deliver. Halberd has a request. If he can.
No, was he counting? My bad.
Sorry, has a request if he can. Do we have a high-level magical scroll that you can bring with you? And I lost count of the words, otherwise I keep going, but I'll play it safe.
I'm pretty sure that's passed. I can't write. Okay, let me count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 14, 16. Okay.
Looking through items.
Okay. She consumed our supplies of powerful enchantments and items to sustain herself. So, unfortunately, no. But Rissa can meet you the day after tomorrow? Question mark? I don't know why I said question mark. Ignore that.
All right.
It ends on an up tilt. She'll meet you the day after tomorrow?
Okay. I will respond to her tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. So,
Doran, there was something you wanted to do?
Well, first I had a question because I don't remember, but when we were trying to buy stuff from Gertie, did I ask about something that could potentially make me faster?
Yeah.
Okay, because I thought I did. I wanted either to be faster or find a shield, and I got that +1 shield.
You got the shield. You didn't find anything that would increase your speed.
Okay, well, never mind that then. I just, on the way out, I wanted to ask how Xantir was doing, because I wanted to know if he's okay.
Sarayan says, from what we understand, he's doing quite well in his training. He's taking what he's learned and applying it in unconventional ways, but I suppose what else can we ask for?
Unconventional in what way?
espionage.
Yes, but not just that. He lacks a certain... Well, he's always been good at defending his sister. It's a good trait. I don't wish to discourage it, but I do wish he would get in fewer fights.
Defensive fighter, yes. Also, the wind is blowing hard enough that it's kicking dust up in my workshop.
Wow. It is pretty windy here.
That's absurd.
Windy day.
So if we all get picked up in our houses and land on a couple of witches, I mean...
That would be very bad for us, Lauren.
I was about to make the joke.
So Brenda suddenly disappears, and then all we see is a house.
There's only one house there's only one witch that the dwarf wants a house to land on. So the one who potentially has captured his soul or whatever. I'm glad to know that he's doing all right though. So that's very good.
So moving on.
So to this supposed well then.
Follow me, if you will. Parker, it was nice to see you again. And you as well, Sarai. Always a pleasure. Miss Gertie, I'll continue on my rounds then. And he gives a bow to Gertie and Sarai, and he heads out the front of the shop. Gertie follows him and says, "Oh, anytime. Here, I'll see you out. Sarai, you know the way. Just very shooing you out the door. Sarai smiles and starts leading you out the back as Gertie follows Harker back out the front. This way then. She leads you down a hallway through a storage room, like a storage cellar, that has a set of stairs down into a enclosed courtyard area. And in the center of this courtyard, there is a well. The rope is in the bucket is pulled up. It's cranked to the top. And she leads you over and she says, "Well, this is it." Indeed. Clever, Doran.
I wasn't meant to be in character voice, but I'll take it.
So she leads you to the well, and she starts undoing the crank, letting the bucket down, and you keep sort of expecting to hear a splash of water. and it never comes. You hear a few moments later a dull clunk as the bucket is completely unwound and has hit the bottom of the ground.
Wow.
And you can look down, and it's very dark, but you can see just the barest glimmer of the light reflecting, and the walls are damp and sort of slick, as though water has been in here. But you can see at the very bottom there are a few little puddles and what looks like a small tunnel leading out. It's like, this is one of our highways.
Dwarf is impressed.
We'll block it up. If they're going to refill the well, it's going to be necessary to close this door behind us for now, but this is where we will go.
So this well is like, we were in the back room. And
you were in the back room. You left the building. You came into a courtyard. In the center of a fairly small courtyard is the well.
I thought we were like in the back room of a back room, and like there was a well in a closet. I was confused.
Think like a storage area in the building. Back door opened into this small courtyard, and there are a number of other doors into and out of this place. There's an alleyway, it looks like leads off down a little bit, but y'all are the only people in this courtyard. Fairly well protected.
For players and the audience.
Yes.
Okay.
And enclosed. So Sarai starts grabbing the rope and slowly letting herself down. It's like, it's perfectly safe.
All of us look at Solix and like, you
I'm
sure?
just gonna follow her.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
underground dwarf. This is my place.
Let's do it.
Torrance.
Yeet!
Go down the hole.
It's not very difficult. The rope itself, as you start grabbing it and sliding it down, you feel it has a stiffer section in the middle. It may be chain that the hemp rope has been wound around to reinforce it and make it heavier duty specifically for this purpose.
Very
so people can climb up and down as needed from this well.
Sneaky snacky.
Yeah. So you meet Sarai down at the bottom, and with the two of you down there, Rai, it's starting to feel a little crowded. You could probably get one more down, and then Sarai starts leading you through this small tunnel, and you emerge into what seems to be a sewer system. As everybody go ahead and comes down the rope, just for giggles, let's go ahead and do athletics checks.
How confined of a space is it? Is it pretty?
The well itself is only 6 or so feet in diameter. It is round and it is stoned off. So you get to the bottom and it's like a 6-foot circle. So 2 people can sort of stand comfortably down there. 3 squishes it. 4 would be really tight fit.
Are you going to be okay going down this, Val?
Hold your hand.
Yeah. I was gonna say, so far seems to be all right.
It's still, like, you can still see the daylight at the top. It's reflecting off of the water on the walls. Athletics checks. Let's go ahead and start with Rai. You were the first one down.
3.
3. So, Rai, you grab a hold of the rope, and it's bigger around than you had expected. It's hard to get a really solid grip on it. You make it down about 10 feet, and then you lose your grip and just start sliding down.
You're supposed to be my best friend.
Sorry. All is fair in love and D&D. So you start sliding down. You get some pretty icky rope burn. We'll call that 2 points of rope burn damage.
Cool.
So, Lauren, seeing the difficulty that Rai had, I will pull out the rope and say, boogie! And it'll knot itself and let itself down. So, advantage on athletic checks for climbing down.
Okay. So who's going after Rai?
I don't know, but whoever it is gets advantage on the roll. Because I have a magical rope.
Okay, so Doran was next?
I was going next. But,
Okay.
So do I get advantage now?
Are you using the rope that Celiax let down, or are you using the one that's established there?
Did he put the rope there before I go?
As soon as I saw Rai kind of slip, I'm like, oh, that looks dangerous. Magic rope.
I mean, he said it before I was like, yeah, I'm going. So
Okay, so yeah, you can use the advantage if you want.
I mean, all right, well, because either way, I think I'm good. I mean, both of them, both rolls were a 3, so plus 10, 13.
Yeah, you're okay. A little klutzy on the way down. There's one point where it's actually the same point where Rye started to slip, where you find a bit of a slick spot on the rope.
Hey,
But you managed to help grab onto Soliax's rope and get your balance without losing control of it. Who's next?
Watch out for this spot. It's doo-doo here. It's bad. Don't grab that.
Albert?
Yeah, so I definitely used Soliax's rope, and I went from a natural 1 to a 12, so...
Nice. 12 total?
That's your group.
12.
Okay, good deal. Yeah, you find that same spot. Your hand almost slips, but then Doran calls up that warning. You manage to avoid it, make it down safely.
Reason.
Well,
Val, Kazator, Soliax, who's going next?
I'll go last.
I'll go next. 11.
11.
Oh, yeah.
Val jumps onto the rope. Freedom!
There's nuts in it.
There are knots in it, and those knots actually are what throw you off. You make it about halfway down, and then you're picking up a little speed accidentally as you're starting to slide. You go ahead you fall about 10 feet and take 3 points of fall damage, landing on your back.
That takes my temp points from 5 to 2.
Was there no way I could have tried to catch him? It's too late now, right?
Yeah, it's a bit late.
I'll be ready to catch.
I'm still at over full health right now.
Yeah.
Hey, Kazator.
That's why I'm not fighting for it. Sorry. They're temporary.
19.
19. Super smooth, no problem. You make it look easy. Soliax.
25.
How bad was
25.
Val?
Having observed everybody else go before you, you have figured out how you want to do it. And Sarai has sort of been ushering people in through the tunnel, and it is only her down at the bottom, and you're like, okay. So as you're going down, you're making a show of slowly releasing the muscles, showing off in the arms and the shoulders.
No, not what you speak of.
Yes!
Get down to the bottom, say boogie, and the rope will return to me.
Yep.
Soliax is just so good. He climbed down upside down, one-handed, with the other tied behind his back. And
He gets to the bottom and he's got the little Captain Jack Sparrow pose. Yeah.
Whoa.
Wind blowing.
Blowing this off.
His mustache.
If you will. And she gestures. It is a tight fit for you through this little tunnel
well
at the
aware.
bottom. You're like on your belly, sort of like having to squish through,
Yep.
sliding through. Having the mud and the little bit of water actually helps to just get the tightest part of you with your shoulders and armor through this small hole. Slide a little bit, you don't get stuck, which is good because it's a tight fit. No Winnie the Pooh here. You're lucky this time.
Hey,
Garrett, you got me.
Moving right along.
On the other side, after Soliax and Sarai come through, you see a pile of stones and a jar of some liquid, fairly viscous in substance, and it is very dark. As Sarai starts grabbing the stones and refilling them into the hole, the light diminishes and gets tighter and smaller. And Val, at this point, I want you to go ahead and make a wisdom save.
Lauren?
I will cast dancing lights as it starts to get darker.
Lauren, he's within 10
I'm
feet of
there
me.
holding and patting him on his back. It'll be okay, sweet baby boy. You'll be fine.
Val's gonna look back at you and go, why?
Lauren, he's within 10 feet of me and immune to fear.
Yep.
Yep. Paladin.
Yeah, we've discussed this out.
That's not a Rio. I'm a level 10 paladin.
See,
Is it? Okay.
See the lack
I
of
had
fear.
forgotten this.
Yes.
Can I nudge
New
someone
level,
to
we
look
did.
at the jar of viscous liquid and say, I dare you to drink it if you're not afraid?
Sarai
Why would I do something so stupid?
sets her
You're
hand over and
learning,
is like,
mate. You're
that would be a
learning.
very bad idea.
I'm smarter than you.
So she
Why not?
takes a couple of minutes to build this up, and there's a paintbrush that she uses to paint the stones together, and you can see as this glue dries, it solidifies everything, and there's no shifting, there's no cracks or gaps after things are stuck. It is just like completely solidly built.
Oh, that would be bad.
All right. So,
Yes, Doran?
I just Garrett just realized something very important. Secret tunnel. Thank
You're
you.
my
I had to
hero.
get that out.
Yes.
Had to get that out. Okay, moving
The
on.
faint smell of cabbage wafts through the air.
Oh, thank you. I love you so much. Oh my
So
god.
as y'all make your way through the tunnels, it is dark. There is still some residue of water. Sarai leads you for 20 or 30 minutes, and she's like, all right, this is where things are going to get a little tricky. This is where the pests are usually making their nest. Are you familiar with kobolds?
oh,
Oh dear.
those are fun.
Hello there, darling.
Aren't they like little cousins of yours?
I'm sorry, I'm confused. What are kobolds? I don't think I've encountered such a...
I can't remember.
I've heard stories, but, you know.
Tiny little guy. Imagine me, but really small and scared of everything.
So stuck up?
Super weak. No, they would probably think I was a god of some sort.
Oh.
Quite. They're nuisances. They are reptilian in nature. They do make nuisances of themselves. They like traps, so be very careful as we're moving through here.
How about
So
you
they're-
first?
Yeah, I'm
There's
moving aside.
big traps? Oh, great.
Yeah, I'll take point and just go ahead and start looking for traps while we're walking through this dark tunnel.
It's okay. It's lit. Rai has her dancing lights. That is providing enough
lit!
to see. What is the radius of the light that they shed?
Do you want
I
to-
believe they're 20 feet.
Doesn't matter.
First, I wouldn't have my.
Doran will go up with Halbard because of tunnel.
Okay. Let's actually go ahead and get a marching order for this.
Oh.
So Halbert up front, Doran with him.
Each light sheds dim light in a 10-foot radius.
Okay.
Was there space to change order once we came down?
Mm,
Did we have to step
you
in
can
doo-doo?
squeeze by to establish.
Okay.
Sarai had sort of been leading, and as she mentions
Right.
traps, and Halbert's like, I'm going first. She's like, very well, and sort of squeezes to the side, and Halbert has just enough room. Like, it's...
So if we want to reorder. Okay, just want to make sure.
I can't use Giant's Might down here.
Please don't.
The
Painful.
widest, tallest parts of this tunnel, and it's rarely round in nature, rough hewn, and slightly slanted at a downward angle. At this section that y'all are going to, you're going probably.
I forgot about that.
Y'all are going mostly west, slightly southwest, but mostly west at this point.
Okay.
So marching order: Halbert and Doran. Sarai.
I'll be back by Solyax, so I don't have panic attacks.
Sarai's going to be following behind Doran, not terribly far behind, but leaving a probably 5 or 10 foot gap.
I want to be able to guard. I want to be able to shield the two of them.
Okay.
I actually like to be in front of Sarai. That way I can make sure I'm keeping dancing lights far enough ahead.
Okay.
Then I'll be able to shield two of them. Hey.
So Halbert, Doran, Ryan, Sarai, followed by Kazator.
And then Val, and then myself. And I will cast light on my shield for people without dark vision.
Okay.
I'm not one of them, but you know. I know Sarai and Ral can't see, so.
So, Halberd, with Doran's assistance, go ahead and make a perception check for traps.
Perception or investigation?
So him
Perception.
Modified.
Him
roll
roll
at
at advantage.
advantage.
You roll it. Okay.
30.
If when we get close enough to investigate things, that's when you can start making checks for yourself and looking at the stonework.
Okay.
30. Okay. Within about 5 minutes, as y'all are going along through the tunnel, Halberd, you start spotting a series of ropes interconnected overhead that are very clearly rigged to a net that is designed to fall on a certain location once a tripwire is broken. You spot it easily, no problem. Go ahead and disarm it if you would care to do so.
Sure, why not? What could go wrong? What am I doing? What type of check? Sleight of hand?
Thieves' tools.
Proficiency dex. That's going to be a 16.
16, that is enough. The knots are very simple. It is not complex at all. It's deceptively like, this is too easy. It can't be this easy, but no, it really is that easy.
Oh, I could have made it even easier. I've got that magic rope where you untie a knot and it magically unties another knot.
Mm-hmm.
I've been waiting all campaign. We never encounter ropes, and I missed my.
It's okay. As y'all are going on, I'll go ahead and let that same perception check stand. You find another 2 nets that are rigged over the next 100 feet of tunnel or so. Before it takes a turn and Sarai's like, we'll want to start heading south here. And rather than at a downward angle, you're heading slightly upwards into a tunnel, looking like it's going to be heading sort of deeper into the mountains. So you do find 2 more nets. If you would like to dismantle them, you can.
Sure. Why not?
Do you want to do any of these?
Is it?
They're
It's
all
just-
rigged by rope. From what you can see, actually make an investigation check for this one.
I investigate. I didn't have the right thing open. Investigate. Oh God. 18 total.
18 total. Okay, easily. It's still fairly simple. These ones are slightly more complex. And you're about to just untie the first knot that you see, and you realize, wait, if you untie that, there's going to be a series of what looks like bones clacking with some metal pieces, like an alarm system almost.
Like
But
Rube
no,
Goldberg.
if you go up, following along the rope a little bit, there's another rope where it actually attaches to the net, where you can untie that one and dismantle the trap without setting the alarm off.
Okay. Finding the right knot. I will use the rope of knots. And I will
So you take
untie
out-
that magically.
Is it not the right rope?
Oh,
Oh!
that was
awful.
so good.
He's so naughty. So now I have used one of those, and I have 4 more that I can do another time.
You do.
I finally used that item. Yay for me. I think seriously, I got that item from the Sanctum in like the first session or something. I've had this
Got
thing
it really early on.
yeah, and it's never come up. I'm so happy.
Has it
Alright,
not?
so that's one of them. There is another one. Halberd, you can take this one. Doran can take this one again. It is also alarmed. Doran, now that you have seen one, this one is built very similarly, and you can point it out to Halberd.
I do that.
Okay. So
No.
are y'all... You're marking that off on your rip of knots again? Or is Halberd taking this one?
I mean,
Do you want to?
I rolled already, so.
All right, so he untied it.
But that's sleight of hand is 25.
Yep, no problem.
Useful.
Easy.
Sorry, not sleight of hand. Thieves' tools is
Thieves' tools.
25. Sleight of hand is much better.
You have expertise in sleight of hand, but not in your thieves' tools?
Yeah, I decided being on point, it might be beneficial to take expertise in investigation instead.
Okay. I mean, that is a very fair character choice. Moving on,
That way,
as y'all start heading up this tunnel at the slightly steeper angle, Halberd,
uh-oh.
you start hearing a sort of scritchy, crackly noise, like, you speak Draconic, right?
It does.
Okay. You hear muttering of it's rough to translate, and it's very not quite gibberish. You can make it out, but the words are in a weird order, and the grammatical structure makes no sense. Talking about food or munchies or snacks of some kind, and going to look or to hunt. Trying to go. The gist is to go find food for something.
Can I say and tell everyone, let's walk a little bit more quietly now and cast Pass Without Trace and walk quietly down this tunnel.
Yeah, for sure. So go ahead and have everybody make stealth checks.
Rolling the metal die. Oh God.
That'll die. Don't kill me.
And what you for Pass Without a Trace? This was about to be bad.
Oh, it's
Doran, what was that?
What does pass
Plus
without
10.
trace give? It's plus 10?
Alright,
Okay.
Halberd,
33.
Jeez, will flip.
Doran,
That was a low roll, too.
19.
Rye.
16.
Rye.
Oh, sorry. 17.
Yay!
Even better. Mazel tov.
Kazator.
22.
Val.
15. I rolled a natural 1.
Silyax.
So with disadvantage, I rolled a 2 and a 1.
Oh God.
Ooh.
Plus 10.
So that's a total of 20 or 13.
20.
I was gonna say your dexterity is not that high.
I'm the
No.
only one
13?
who's now wanting
That's
to
a
20.
13.
Okay.
Does the natural one not bork you up?
No, you can add your proficiency in mods.
Oh, well.
It's
What do
still
I
bad though.
Attacks that auto fails. Is that right?
Say what?
With attacks that are auto fails on one.
Oh,
And
I'm learning.
Me too. I can.
Yeah, attacks are the only ones where 1s and 20s are auto fail or auto success.
And death saves.
Oh,
So skill checks and death saves, yes. But other saving throws are you still add the modifiers, and one is just generally really low.
man, I've been playing D&D for like 2 years now.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as y'all are going through,
Ow, my foot. Ow.
you start catching the
Sorry?
sound of scritching and scuttling and like leather armor sort of creaking. And have you ever heard a dog with really long claws walking on hardwood or linoleum?
Yeah, every day.
And that sort of like tip tap sound, even when they're trying to be quiet, they're still making this noise. This group of kobolds is not trying to be quiet, and you can see where there's a sort of a crossroads of the tunnels up ahead. Do you leave the dancing lights on as y'all are starting to approach this?
If Halberd is saying no, I'm gonna take him down.
All right. So Halberd, up at the very front of this, sees the outline of this in the shadow of the light, hearing this group approaching, and a split second after he gestures for you to take them down, the light vanishes. You have a moment for a breath, and then a series of dim shapes moving through the tunnel. 6, 8, 10 of these very small shapes moving across in front of you, heading towards the tunnel. They don't seem to have noticed your presence. It seems like you have barely maintained your stealth. Solyax in the back is very lucky he is so far back.
That's why I walk back there.
So you managed to pass this patrol, this hunting group of kobolds. Sarai is very still. You wait for a couple of moments after they pass. She's like, then she speaks out very quietly, almost right at the edge of what you can hear. She's like, and that's the first group. Let's continue, shall we? And she gestures for you to turn and go up the tunnel that they came out of.
Perfect.
Wondrous.
We want the lights back.
Halberd up at the front has dark vision. Doran does also. So if they are willing to guide the group in darkness, that's y'all's call. Do you want the lights or not?
Tal and Sarai do not, but we're okay.
Do you have a hooded lantern?
Yeah, but I mean, if we're gonna light's light.
But 5 feet of dim light is a lot different than 20.
I mean, that's fair. Val's fine either way right now.
I'm all right. Just moving nice and steady and slow, as long as it might keep us safer.
Yep. I'm just following. I can see just fine.
Axe, shield, ready for battle.
I'll hold a hand behind me to Sarai and say I can see in this.
All right. You feel her
Melvin, my friend.
grab your hand. Let out a slow breath. And it's like, I'm glad some of us can. We do need to continue, though. Let's not tarry too long, shall we?
I mean, the worst comes to worst, you can always go give Alex a hug, and she'll feel much better.
He's whispering next to me, and yet I can't hear him.
It's okay. He's whispering loud enough for Solyax to hear him all the way in the back, so everybody can hear him.
No, Doran would have heard me whisper, you know, if she's super scared, speaking about Sarai, and no one else would hear this, she could go back and give Solyax a hug and everything would be just fine because he happens to cancel out fear. But
moving
I'm
right
chuckling.
along.
I'm chuckling the whole time he's talking because that's funny,
Okay.
and ribbing and such is funny. Ha 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 ha.
Alright. Y'all are heading up the tunnels.
you want to
Are y'all continuing? Like, how are y'all going through this? Describe to me how you're approaching the situation.
cautiously and quietly.
Stealth,
Yep.
quiet,
Yeah.
move more slowly.
Okay.
I've got-
slowly.
Looking for traps.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check for traps for this next section, then.
Do I give him advantage because I'm helping? Not that he
Yes.
probably did.
You
I'll take it.
can.
I'm helping.
Stealth action.
That's going to be 20.
22. Right. You do find, as you're going through this next session and Sarai's guiding you, the tunnels are drying out in the section. You're not getting any more of that water. So this is more unused tunnels as for their original water movement purpose. Words are hard, okay?
Doo-doo water. Doo-doo water.
Sewer system.
Moving through the sewer system.
Equal.
You do find another couple of traps through here. These are slightly better hidden. There is a very finely woven rope that is at the perfect height as a tripwire. You do manage to spot that, and the alarm it is connected to. Are y'all stepping over? Are y'all dismantling it?
Might be better if we take it apart, right?
Always.
So no-
Sure. That's
So
the
no one's stepping over it and accidentally making mistakes.
Yep.
Um,
It's a
Some of
knotted-
us can't see in the dark.
Is this a knotted tripwire, or is this
Yeah,
Not-
no, it's contrived of ropes. It looks to be there are some pythons that have been pounded into the walls on either side that anchor it, and that's what's stretched tight. And the rope itself is connected to a jangling sort of,
like tin cans on a string.
essentially, yeah.
Okay.
So is this
Well-
one of those where, because I took the last one, can Doran untie something with his awesome magic rope deal?
Yeah, I mean, this one actually
Or
seems
not.
like it should use the magic rope.
Yeah, make an investigation check. See if you can find that knot that holds it together.
All right. I investigate. Oh my goodness, that's actually a really awesome roll.
I love
Investigate.
that.
22. Wait,
22.
excuse me, 23. Math is hard.
23. Words are hard, math is hard. I mean, it's just
It's
Anyway.
so hard. Yeah.
easily. You do find the rope that is connected to essentially anchor all of this. You find the point where it would unknot it, and you can, as you're taking the rope and you're slowly easing the knot undone, you can see the rope lose its tightness and start to just sag in the middle. You do it slowly and gently, settling it down so the alarm isn't actually activated, and you are good to pass.
So I did that by hand? Untie?
No, with the rope of knots.
the
Right?
magic
That's
rope.
what you were using?
I
You
mean,
can do it
yeah.
either way.
Well, if I didn't need to use the magic rope, I would save it.
Okay, then yeah, you can do it by hand.
Okay, well then I didn't know if I needed to roll another thing or if the magic knots or whatever.
You're fine.
Okay, then I saved the knot rope because I'm naughty.
Okay.
That's not true.
Oh my god.
Ha ha! The puns. All right, moving on.
Moving on before we all get too tied up on that.
Yes.
You manage to, as y'all are going through and passing through this network of tunnels, you're continuing to hear distant sounds of kobold presence. There is another time where Halberd up at the front detects them coming, passing through in front of y'all as you're preparing to go. Go ahead and make one more round of stealth checks, still with Pass Without Trace. That is still active.
I hate my life.
I love this is so good.
All right, Halberd.
40.
Woo! Doran.
27.
27. Rye.
24.
24. So Rye gets much better. Q. Kasator.
Nobody can compete with Halberd, but natural 20 for a 37.
Very nice.
Heck yes.
Yeah.
Best bard.
Val.
16.
16.
You're good.
And Siliex.
18.
18.
When the dumbass dragonborn.
They're towards the back. They're towards the back.
They are.
I rolled a 1 and a
We need
2.
to find more mithril.
I hate this.
Hey, come on, guys.
We need to.
Y'all notice, Halberd and Doran, y'all can see as you're the closest to the group that's coming out of the tunnel from the left and turning and heading actually ahead of you up the tunnel the direction you're going. There is a sort of mismatch of armor and appearance in this particular group. Yes, these are patrollers or skirmishers, but you notice some of them have these sort of short swords that you had seen previously. Some of them have bows. Some of them are more heavily armored, some are more lightly armored. And it's really hard to make out in the light, but you can see, especially Halberd with your stealth, you can get close enough to see some discrepancies in their skin color. They're not as uniform as they'd first appeared.
What are their skin colors, since you drew attention to that?
It is hard to tell. It is, using dark vision, most things appear to be shades of gray. But you can differentiate. There are different shades of gray making out in the kobold pack here.
Do not.
I'm being good. Leave me alone.
It's an old black and white movie, Jay.
That's fair.
I'll turn to the others and relay that information to them.
Okay.
Do I have any idea about this, or is this lost on me?
With dragons as your favorite enemy, I will let you make a nature check at disadvantage.
9.
9?
Yep, 9.
Okay. There's something about it that niggles in the back of your brain, but you can't quite place it at the moment.
Jonathan knows this, I think. And I don't even play D&D.
That's weird.
Right. Moving on. Sarai leads you, and the path starts to level out here. And she says this is the most dangerous part. There's an area if we're lucky. It'll be fairly inactive. Most of them will be out patrolling at this time of day. If we're not lucky, there might be some of them in the nest still. Are you okay to take care of them if we do happen across them?
How many are we talking?
Well, with the patrols that we've passed, it shouldn't be more than 15, 20.
Let's hope there's less of them then.
Oh, let's hope. With any luck, there won't be any in there. They'll all be out scrounging for what constitutes their dinner. But
That's a terrible idea. That's a terrible.
So walking through this, like we're walking within sight of them?
possibly. When I came through day before yesterday, it was deserted and hopefully will remain so.
I can possibly help with that. And just cast invisibility on the majority of us.
Okay. Is that something y'all want to do?
I
How
think,
many is the majority, Miss Excellence?
I think I might be able to get everyone, but I need to double check.
There are 7 of y'all.
It can take one, Rye, if you can get, close.
I
Wait.
don't know if I need it.
Oh, mine only lasts for a minute, though.
These only last for a minute.
Mine only lasts for a minute, so I can only do one person.
You could polymorph into a flea.
I'm also super sneaky right now.
Tiny little flea.
Me too.
Well, let's at least get closer and see if we even need it.
Yeah, better not waste it if we don't have to.
Okay. Y'all approach. Halberd and Doran at the front. Go ahead and make perception checks. So Sarai stops you before you round a corner. She's like, it's right up this way. And once we pass through this corner, we'll enter into a larger chamber. We should go into the chamber, and it should be a right turn. With any luck, we'll be able to pass through fairly quickly and quietly.
That's what I wanted.
All right. Perception checks are
From everyone?
from Halberd and Doran. 8 from Doran.
That's
Halberd?
44. Actually, Doran, that was 2 4s. That's 44 for Doran, which is much better than me. I only rolled a 26.
20. Oh, only 26. It's okay. Doran, you're slightly distracted by Sarai giving the directions just a few people behind you. Halberd, you managed to tune it out enough. You do hear some scritching, some sounds of movement up ahead. It's hard to make out numbers, it's hard to make out details, but there is definitely some activity in the room.
I will relay that quietly to the group.
I can do myself and 4 other people.
I can be quiet.
I could send in an invisible JoJo to look at the actual room.
I'm not opposed. Do I get a feel for how big this room is?
Roll for acoustics.
With a 26, fairly larger than Gertie's room in the kitchen, smaller than a cathedral.
Wow, that's
You get the sense it's a fairly large cavern, a fairly large room, but not like it's not on a massive scale.
well.
Because dwarf, caves, underground.
You had an 8 perception.
Fair enough.
I am.
What I'd ask.
I'd recommend, and this is me speaking quietly, but trying to just talk loud enough so everyone else can hear it. I have no problem moving forward and sticking in the shadows as much as possible. If we need to use the invisibility on a few other folks, I think that might be advantageous. I can't make out how many people are present, how many of these little buggers there are, but if we're trying to avoid a fight, then we just be careful. But if we do want to fight, I recommend we just send in our cleric friend to dance a little jig.
Well, here are some thoughts, though.
Because you're the one making the choice.
If we're going to be using these tunnels a lot.
Well, if you're wanting to take Venera out, we're going to need to have to come back at least once more.
We may need to
might do to clean up the pests.
start cleaning them out.
Yes, we do indeed.
If we can displace them to where this is no longer a safe haven, maybe they'll relocate so we can use these tunnels without interference.
Sarai, how long have the kobolds been down here?
I don't know. I've only become aware of them recently. They were here before me.
Right.
Is this something that you wish to do?
Oh,
Well-
what do I know about kobolds? Like on the range of humans to animals?
Make a nature check at disadvantage.
Here comes that morality again.
A moral dilemma.
We're just trying to kill things in our game, and she's like, "No, they're people."
Hey, maybe she'll roll bad.
I can't wait for us to play a game where we're not so worried about morals and we're just like, yeah, bad guys, because we're all like a bunch of characters who are assholes who don't care.
It's an 11.
An 11. From what you can remember and from what you know that kobolds are reptilian creatures with some base level of intelligence. They're typically physically inept. They're typically cowardly, and they are often found in service of chromatic dragons. They serve as minions and toadies, and
Maybe that's why they're different colors.
they commonly infest dungeons and cave treasures, and they're in that same sort of draconic family where they have this hoarding instinct. They like to gather treasures and trinkets and create their own sort of tiny hoards. They're thieves, essentially. Like magpies of the dragon world, almost.
So I will relay that information to people, but it also brings up an interesting thought of maybe they have more information about what's going on since they do serve chromatic dragons.
That's not a bad idea.
I'm for taking one alive, sure.
Maybe they're cowards. They're cowards. Maybe we can scare the rest of them and just grab one to take with us.
How tall are these things again?
So what?
How big are these creatures?
They're small. They're itty bitty.
Like tall or like?
Not quite.
They're like 3 to 4 feet, right?
Yeah, something like that.
They're like gribble size.
Like the tallest of them would probably be about 3 feet tall. 3 feet or a little shorter.
So So a bunch of big people, and then one of those people gets even taller. Yeah, we can go and make them piss their pants.
We may not necessarily want to alert if they are in contact with someone who is evil here. We may not want to alert them.
That was out of character also, though.
Well, since you're talking much longer.
It sounds Irish. When it's a bad Irish accent, that's when you know it's story. And then when it sounds like this, then you know it's me.
So we have a question.
I guess technically.
Do we kill and take them alive, or do we try and take them all alive? If any of them escape, our presence could be alerted to people we don't want to know. Do we take that risk?
All right, I say we put it to a vote. We'll put it to a vote. If you want to, if you're for taking someone alive and interrogating them, then vote yes. If you're for voiding them altogether, vote no. And if you're for killing them all, vote maybe.
So, while they're dialoguing slightly, can I get a count or get a little bit of a thought on how many might be in there?
Make another. Are you just listening, or are you like going around the corner and trying to get a sight line? How are you doing this?
I would like to be able to stick in the shadows and kind of like, you know, when you walk down a tunnel and there's a big room in front of you and you can kind of drift in between and just get a view of the room without necessarily leaving the shadows. So you might not get all the corners, but just kind of getting a general overview, kind of slicing the pie slowly and just seeing what's present. Because if there's 150 of them, I'm going to recommend that we go ahead and sidestep this little bad boy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Does he let
one? We might not have really much of an option between taking one prisoner and killing the same guy. That could be counterproductive. So, unless you talk to the dead.
So, Halberd, make a perception check.
29. 29.
29. Okay, yeah. Make a stealth check one more time for me as you're doing this. Because you can get a pretty good idea of most of what's happening in the cavern room up ahead.
That's going to 30.
30. Stealth is 30. Okay. So you do see there is movement in the room. The room itself is, from what you can tell, 30 to 40 feet wide, 50 or 60 feet long. And there seems to be some sort of barricade, rough-hewn wood that is stacked up sort of as a barrier on the front, within the front half of the room. It looks like it's blocking most of the other entryways out. You do see enough movement behind it to get an idea. There's more than 10, less than 20, somewhere in that range of kobolds that are moving around. And you hear them sort of chittering and arguing with each other. You understand the Draconic. You get the sense that one of them is like, no, that's mine, you can't have it. The other one's like, no, I saw it first, you don't get to steal it. And the third one's piping up, but it's not either of yours, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine. There are two of them that are talking about dinner and how they're going to be cooking dinner and what they hope they bring. There are
a map for this that I could visualize. I'm sorry, I'm a very visual person. Like, I have to see things, and I'm contemplating right now doing something incredibly stupid.
If you would go ahead and grab the battle mat, yes, we can give you this view.
Well,
dear God!
Thank
while
you.
he's doing that,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to preempt that. I'm having trouble visualizing how.
as TX has tried to do this democratic who lives who dies thing, I'm going to say perhaps we could attempt to scare and scatter, and one person can try to apprehend an individual to interrogate, and if that doesn't work and they turn an attack, then we can attack in self-defense.
So let's provoke a fight and then call it self-defense. Gotcha.
We'll provoke. Sure.
You sound very Roman right now.
I'm trying to scare them away. I'm hoping they'll just leave us.
I wrote with that one.
With me or Halbert?
With Gaze Tool.
I feel like if we end up a fight, we're going to have to end all of them anyway, because if they do have any connection to those chromatic dragons, we're in trouble.
Yes, but it's a question about how
I hate
quickly
to
the
put-
chromatic dragons find out about us.
Well, regardless, we'd rather
Fair
them not
point.
know about us at all.
Come on.
Exactly.
No.
Go.
Oh, I need to get the map up. Wow, where's the map? Where's the map? Where's the map? There's the map. And it's upside down. Cool.
So where are we
It's just
coming in,
slightly
Lauren?
crooked. For those of us looking at the camera on that eastern, north, south, east, this side, the eastern side, where the barricades are closest to the doors and blocking off the majority of the room from you,
And the door that Sarai is saying we need to go out of
is the northern one.
north.
Fantastic.
Nope, that's south, that's north. There you go.
Hang on, I might be able to fix this.
Yay!
Wow.
Tech stuff.
Hey, look, there's a bowl and a computer and a minis.
Minis.
Wow. Oh, we're jiggle dancing.
Hang on, I'm trying to fix
Whoa. Quick,
also
someone
my-
make it rain while we're...
it. Okay. Is this north to you guys?
I'm tired.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna move this out of the way.
Okay.
Is it tasty?
It is actually.
Good.
Well,
Enjoy the delicious flavors.
I'm all for going in and just attacking.
All right.
The player wants to go
Halberd,
fight.
as
The
you are
dwarf-
watching, you do see
Somewhat
a light starting to grow from that southernmost doorway. Like some torch or firelight has been kindled and is starting to come into the room. Like the light has entered the room now.
Do I get the feeling it's a lot more kobolds, or
You're not seeing any. You are hearing a little bit of movement. There might be some more kobolds in there. It's hard to tell from the general ruckus of what's already happening in this room.
Dungeon Master.
Yes.
Since I'm right there with Halbard for the most part, can I see how tall the ceiling is?
Yeah, it's about 8 feet. Like, it's pretty consistently been 6 to 8 feet as you've been coming through here.
Okay.
Like, it opens up just a little bit from the tunnel mouth, but it is not a very tall ceiling in here.
So I still wouldn't. Giants might still wouldn't be worthwhile to try.
so with
You
the
could try,
light?
you might be a little squished.
With the light,
Yeah. I don't want to get squished.
I'm sorry.
You're good. That's a lot easier.
With
to
the
see.
light, can I tell what color these kobolds are?
Yeah, with the light, you get a little bit of a glance. You are seeing multiple colors. You are seeing shades of red and blue, shades of gray and white, shades of green, and a very dark, like inky gray. It is a multitude of colors.
Technicolor rainbow of lizard.
Indeed.
That's kind of cool, but concerning also.
No. No.
All right. As we are deciding what to do at this point, we are going to go ahead and take a quick break. We will be back very shortly. Please stick around, and we will see you in just a moment.
Figure it out. We're doing it live.
Ween it.
Welcome back. Thank you. Let's jump right back into this. Okay. So,
Ween it.
Halberd, you have just scoped out the passage. You have seen there's a little bit of light down on the tunnel. It is now, because the camera has flipped on me, and oh, that is going to be disorienting. It is now the northern tunnel to the left of where you had entered.
I'm trying. It's not. Lauren,
Yes.
clarification.
We're coming in.
question.
Yes.
You mentioned that these guys are hoarders. Do they have treasure in the current room that Halberd could see, or no?
Not that Halberd can see currently.
Okay.
Echo.
Yeah. Hearing my own voice. Who's got that?
Not on our end.
Yeah, sounds fine.
Yeah, you sound great over here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if I say
Talk, Lauren.
something, is that better?
I don't hear it anymore.
Okay, that is better. Good.
Ghost Lauren from the future.
Lauren, how many kobolds did you say were in the room?
He couldn't get an exact number because they're behind the barricades and they're shifting and moving. Best estimate is going to be between 15 and 18.
I'm going to relay that information and ask Sarai how long they've been there.
She didn't know.
She didn't know.
Yeah.
It predate her.
Sarai,
her.
do they do the gods come down here regularly to clear out the tunnels, or do these things have free reign down here?
Oh, no, the gods never come down here. That's why we use them. I'm not even sure most of the gods even know they exist.
That makes me suspicious. They are minions of our friends.
Just so it's stated in game, I have a way of bypassing this if we would like to attempt it.
Like to elaborate?
I can make a bit of a passage to go around so we don't actually have to go through.
You can do this precisely without having seen or been in the area?
As long as Sarai can confirm that if we were to make an L shape around that corner, we would get back to the passage without intersecting anything else.
Excellent.
Thank you, yes.
As far as I'm aware, that is the case.
How long can you make this passageway?
As long as we need it. It shouldn't be long, I should think.
I'm for bypass if we can avoid it. Or if we can avoid them.
I would rather fight them, but
If they have treasure, that would be fun.
I mean, we'll probably
Actually, that was that character.
we'll probably have to clear them out eventually. But the question is, do we do it now or do we do it later?
I'd rather deal with it now.
Why do they need to be cleared out?
In case we have to keep using these tunnels for...
We will have to use this way at least once more to come back out and get Vanera outside of the city.
And if we've got a little girl with us trying to fight, that might be very difficult.
I can use the same thing to get us around with her if that was necessary.
Which is nice. I'm just... Sarai, where are we going? Is this a place that actually will need to be used more often than not? Because getting Vanera out, getting us across, I absolutely appreciate Ra's abilities and I respect them greatly. If this comes down to a fight where you're having to move people constantly, though, unless Ra just decides to live down here as a fairy, a rock fairy, I don't know how are we going to get people across and around. We've already encountered 3 tunnels of traps, multiple patrols. This group right here.
No. My thought is also in the coming weeks, as we approach the festival and have to get from point A to point B, it might be nice to have a secret travel route that we don't have to worry about.
And I'd rather do this before the Brotherhood shows up, which is coming in the short future.
Do I hear more patrols coming in? And what do I get the sense of as they talk? I'm going to move back and listen to the doorway.
You're not hearing anything currently approaching. The patrols seem to be out, at least from your direction. Make a perception check for me, actually. We'll go ahead and we'll do this.
29.
29. Okay. So there is an increase in noise coming from the farthest tunnel away from y'all. There are a few more scaly voices, that high-pitched, almost crackly, chirpy sound that are coming this way, and they seem celebratory, as though they have returned with what they were looking for.
I'm all for actually waiting to see what they might have. And if we feel the need and we can bypass in the midst of celebration, let's bypass and make it a point to come back here and deal with this as we see fit. But where time might be of the essence, if we can bypass in a moment. The other thing I'm worried about if we leave right now is coming around this tunnel. Well, Which way do we need to go? Did Sarai inform us? Do we need to go to the tunnel to the back where the patrols are coming out of? Or do we need to go to the tunnel on the side?
Inside.
Tunnel on the side.
Okay.
No. The side to the right as you come in.
Oh, to the right.
Yes.
Yeah,
There
we're
you
making.
go. The light is coming from the north. The one to the left as you come in. A little bit of noise is coming from the one straight across. And you'll want to head towards the right, which is currently
Light.
quiet.
Noise are objective.
Okay.
Let's...
So wait for a moment and see what they bring.
I want to see...
Siliex and Val, make a perception check.
Oh shoot.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, that was. Where was that when I was trying to make a freaking stealth roll?
It was waiting for your perception check.
I mean, fair. That's a. Oh, how much? I did pass without trace, and I'm like, wait, this is perception. That's a 25.
16.
25, awesome. 16, okay. Siliex, you don't hear it. But Val, very distantly, you do hear that scritching, chomping, leather moving sound from the tunnel behind you.
How wide is this tunnel, did you say?
Like 6 or 8 feet, not very wide.
Dang it. That's no shape.
So you tell us, right?
Oh, yes, yeah. No, one. I was just thinking, I'm like, I could actually close this tunnel behind us.
Right. Let's start moving around, making L. And we'll come out on that tunnel and we'll see what they bring inside from there.
Okay. So, Lauren, I'm going to cast Pass Wall, and I'm going to end up casting it twice. Once to do a straight line to go down to the corner, and then another one to do a perpendicular line to go to the tunnel.
Okay. Good deal, good deal.
Far enough down the tunnel,
So
please.
basically, she Edward Elric'd a tunnel for us?
Yes.
Yeah, essentially.
And as soon as we get out of that first one that's connected to the original tunnel we were in, I'm shutting it down.
Okay. Good deal, good deal. So you'll head off the main path. You make your little L shape over towards the detour.
Sorry for the noise.
You're fine, you're fine.
Well, thank you.
A few minutes later, you see a troop of another 4 kobolds come in. One of them is dragging what seems to be a cat that has been stunned or knocked unconscious.
Oh, we're good. Let's go.
The other 3 are dragging something in a net. It is hard to make out exactly what it is, but it is large enough it takes all 3 of them to drag it in.
Is it medium size?
Is it roughly human size?
Yeah.
Is it
Who's keeping watch? What's the perception? Okay, Halberd is at the doorway.
Yes.
So yeah, Halberd, you would see it is roughly human sized.
Oh, damn it.
Roughly medium.
I am not taking any chances.
Do what you do.
I am grabbing a bead of fireball, and when they're about to come in, I am blocking the bead of fireball into the room, making sure I don't nail humanoid bag. I'll avoid the cat if possible.
Only if possible. Okay.
that is that magical wizard who's
The bag is
transmute?
full of cats.
Okay. So that is a 20-foot radius, is that right?
Yes, that is.
Okay, can I see that on the map? Can you...
I would have gone back to Halberd again.
Literally will fill the room.
We'll fill the whole room.
Yes.
Barricade the wall.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get in without hitting the medium creature that they're dragging in at this point. You want to go ahead and still fire it?
Can we go 5 feet this way?
Yeah,
Yes.
could you aim it and miss some of the kobolds?
I'll
But
miss a couple of the kobolds.
Okay, we'll say you'll miss half a dozen kobolds, but you'll also miss the humanoid that's in there. So you launch the fireball bead in. Go ahead and roll the damage for that while I roll these saving throws. What is it? It's a DC 15, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess
How
we're
many-
fighting.
Is that the right amount of people in there, Lauren? We're gonna get into a fight.
7,
Wanna make sure we have
11,
enough.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, close enough. We'll say that's correct. Sure, yes.
And as
I'm
I
standing
launch
behind Halberd, just going.
As I launch it, I'm going to yell, "She's angry with you."
Ooh,
In
fascinating.
In Draconic.
Okay.
She's angry, but I don't think it's with them. I think it's with you.
I didn't specify.
All right. Let's see. All right, y'all are going to be counting failures and successes. What's the damage on the fireball?
Hold on. He's counting.
All of it.
So
Because you do see some of these are wearing mishmashes of armor. Some of them are a little larger or beefier. Some of them are slimmer and have different tool sets. Like there are a wide variety of kobolds that are in this particular space.
Does one of
So,
them have like a frying pan?
as a matter of fact, yes.
+1 fine pain.
Yeah.
2 killers into the fruits. For a total of 30.
Okay,
That's-
30.
You gotta fill that
Good deal.
magic frying pan and get it to magic.
So, all right, we'll just go from the top.
Sneak attack.
Yeah, do I get sneak attack?
I don't believe you get
That's
sneak
an
attack
argument.
on the use an item action.
That would have been funny.
That
Also,
would have
you-
been awesome, but I don't think that's how it works. All right, first one. That's a failure. Second is a failure. Natural 2 and a natural 5. That is okay. Dexterity. That is a 15. That's a success on the third.
You sort of.
14.
I've got it.
Failure on the fourth. Failure. A 17. Yes, a 17. That's a success on that
7 or
one.
6.
That's 6.
6.
That's 6.
Yep.
Okay. Success. Failure. Failure. Natural 20. Success. Dirty 20. Success. Natural 1. Failure. 9. Fail. 18. Success. Failure. Failure. How many left? I
You're at
lost
16.
count. You're at
There's
6.
16.
Okay. How many are left? There are 21 in there. Did I count that right?
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There are 19 in there.
19 in
Well,
there.
if 16 should be fine because he missed some of them.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
yeah,
then,
that's
like-
fine. So the ones that failed, go ahead and pull
6 succeeded.
Yeah, 10 failed.
10
10
failed. Go ahead, 7 of those just died immediately. Barbecued to a crisp. They are
7?
smoking corpses on the floor.
7. So you pulled 7.
Yes.
Okay. Fireball is scary.
Yeah. And kobolds are not necessarily the hardiest of creatures.
Awesome.
Well, after the tanky goblins you threw at us session 1, we don't trust anything anymore.
You do notice that all of the unarmored ones are the ones that are dead. Like they are out. They are the smallest, the weakest. They are just gone. The
Interesting.
ones that are left are a little bit beefier. They are bigger. They're a little bit better armored. They have some of them have this helmet shaped almost into a skull-like mask. There's one that is wearing an actual like lizard-like skull, big enough as a helmet to cover his head and protrude from his face. He has the
Did you just make a Cubone
Marowak.
kobold?
Did I? Oh my gosh!
Yes, you did.
So that one's got a stone.
So he's
a
got
beaker as well.
a necklace and mantle of various small like skulls of various snakes and rats and other small creatures.
He's the leader.
He has a shoulder pauldron that protrudes to a point out and comes down to protect his arm. Wearing a skirt of various tanned leathers, holding a shield in one hand and it's a short sword, but on him it looks massive. Very large sword in his other. He's one of the ones that is slightly scorched, but he is now aware, and he's like, "Quick, Nako!" and is calling all of them to battle.
How is that again?
Let's do
Oh,
it.
it's been recorded. This is a thing.
That's
Yes.
the most adorable lizard villain ever.
Somebody clip that, please.
Battle Gecko.
Yes.
Come at me, Gex!
So, Lauren.
Oh, that was a good game. At this point, I do want everyone to roll initiative.
Hey!
Hey!
No, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Oh, awesome. Modified 20.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Nice.
Which means I'll never hit anything now.
Kind of figured.
Okay, hold on to that. I am making my note page up so I can be ready for this.
Good.
I have a +2 now.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh, yeah, my initiative's +2 as well. It's very nice.
Wait, your initiative's up to +2?
Yeah. See, look. +2.
How did yours get up to I thought you only had I thought you were like me before prior. Have you always had a +2 dex?
No. Wait. My dex is +1.
Luckstone, I bet, gets the +2. Gets you to the
That's
+2.
right. Because we never made the boar belt into a item in this, so I talked to Lauren and I was like, "Hey, I'll just throw that back on. Is that okay?" And she told me yes.
Ah.
Yep.
So that's what it is. I'm just a liar about the details of the story. Mostly because accident and I forgot and I'm tired.
I hear
That's my excuse.
Okay.
Actually have to be right there.
Time for battle. It is time for battle, battle.
I mean,
For battle. It is time for battle, battle.
But it's fill that up there.
All right, initiative for these suckers.
Do they know where it come from?
Yeah, they're not hidden anymore.
He threw it and he yelled.
You know what? You right. I'm tired. Get off my back.
You're fine.
No
Not a
judgment.
problem. You're totally good.
Yeah.
You should have done 2 beats.
These guys rolled pretty well for initiative. I'm impressed, actually. Okay.
We have to rescue this man.
Good, since you has to get up one at low.
Mhm.
Which no, actually have
Mhm.
Lauren, important
Yes.
question. Is the
Yes.
cat okay?
It is hard to tell in the scuffle. The cat was towards the back, away from the main force of the fireball, but it is difficult to tell at this point.
Okay. I knew
It was
how
also really kind of funny seeing this kobold dragging a cat that was half its size, like lengthwise, almost as tall as he was. Just carrying it in the big, like, you know how a little kid will carry a cat?
Oh God. Well, I'm glad because I know Halbard was so concerned about the cat.
I'm very concerned about the cat. Okay. 25 to 20.
21.
Modified 20. I rolled an 18.
Okay, so Val and Halbert are both 21?
No, I'm 20.
20. So Val is 21. Halbert and
It is-
Doran are both 20. Val, what's your dexterity bonus?
+4.
Okay.
Oh God. Did they get? No.
20 to 15?
19?
17.
Okay. And Rye?
Is sighing in the back with a 4.
Okay.
It makes sense, but I didn't want to do this.
What did Sarai get?
That's right, she's the other one I have to roll for. That is a 13.
She's a cleric, so she will be very helpful.
Okay. Let me put all this down in the correct order.
It's time to kill some kobolds.
This could be bad.
This is going to be... This is going to be fun.
Fun.
I mean, quick.
Fun.
Yeah, I'm hoping we just
Like
burn
that you're
through these
saying
guys.
this.
Underground commotion.
Do all the kobolds.
Depending on how much damage they took and how much they have left.
Battle. Big fat warrior beat. Okay.
Top of the order, Val. So, to set the scene, there's this group of kobolds. Some of them are a little farther forward than they are currently on the map, but they're a bit scorched.
Okay, I can move them forward.
Um,
You tell me if I'm putting anything in the wrong spot.
That's good. Like, that looks pretty good right there.
Okay.
Darn, I liked the way they were a minute ago.
Yeah. So they're a little bit spread out. The ones towards the front are a little bit more scorched than the others. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Do it, then.
I'm
Do it.
going to rush towards the entrance and take a step back.
Uh-oh.
Can I like vault the thing without using an action, the barricade?
It's difficult terrain. It will make more. It'll take more of your movement.
Well, let's see. If I was right in front of you, so
You make it just over the side of it.
I was gonna say I'd probably be
Yeah.
right
Also,
on top of it.
squeezing past through the tunnel because it was single file. Squeezing past other people is going to also take more of your movement.
You make it just to the corner, then you may not even get on top of it.
Okay, if I can get right here, I'm good.
You
Can I get right there?
Sure, we'll say yes.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Cloud Kill.
Okay.
So I need it's a 20-foot radius.
That poor cat.
I am less worried about the
Or
cat.
are you carrying him in the background? Because that's really appropriate for this.
are you gonna hit the humanoid too?
I'm gonna try and avoid the humanoid because this is about to do some damage. Lauren, can I get the ones in the back? Like, since I can be a little bit more precise with my spell than he can with his throw.
If you get the ones in the back, you're also going to get the humanoid.
Okay, I won't get the ones in the back then.
The thing would be right where he threw his fireball.
Yeah, right where Howard threw the fireball. Then
So you'll get about 7 of them in the radius. Is that right?
1, 2, 3, 4,
Yep.
5, 6. Yes.
Okay.
I need them all to make Constitution saving throws,
Okay.
and these are gonna take.
What is the DC?
That would be a 16.
Okay.
I gotta pull up my board
That is
here.
a fail. That's a success. That is a natural 18. So that's a success. That's a fail. And that's a fail. So, wait, how many was that? That was 5?
Yeah, you need 2 more.
Fail and success.
Okay.
So 3 success, 4 fail.
Did I just drop those in the right place? Yes, I did.
I'm a little concerned that I'm getting all my good rolls out of the way now.
Right? I'm not. They all take 23 points. The ones that failed all take 23 points of poison damage.
Okay.
And the ones
Wow.
that succeeded take half.
Half is going to be 11.
Is this fart cloud gonna stay?
Unless
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
the area is heavily obscured.
It lasts for the duration or until a strong wind disperses it. It does spread around corridors. It is heavily obscured.
All the rest of it.
If I leave it up.
When a creature enters the spell for the first time or starts its turn there, it must make a con save. They're affected even if they hold their breath or don't need to breathe.
Can you drop concentration on it?
I can.
Because I mean, no one else is gonna be able to go in.
And it's heavily obscured, so no one else can see in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
No. I'm not concentrating on the spell. That was very much a throw in, do a wide AOE, and now let everybody else go have some fun.
Well, and also that was a big bomb.
So, yeah, that's my turn.
Okay, that 4 that failed all drop dead.
Dang.
Daggum.
You are down to 8 that are in there. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Yay, I can math.
Is the commander still alive, Lauren?
Was it? If they fail, they don't take damage, or if they fail, they take half.
They
If
take
they fail,
half.
they take half.
So didn't these already get hit by half a?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Is the commander
And
still alive?
there are a fair number of them that are looking quite damaged. Like they are put through the ringer, but they're not dead yet. Not dead yet. What was that, Zilix?
The commander still alive?
The commander is still alive. The impressive looking bulky fellow with the fancy pauldron.
Let's keep him alive
Yellow one.
and interrogate him.
Okay. So who's up next?
We'll make it the one with the wings.
Not me.
Just to make Rye
He has the
happy.
horn on.
No, he doesn't.
Yes,
Great.
that's all she needs
Oh, he's got
in this
the horn.
situation.
It looks like a Kobold.
At this point, you do
Wipe
see
everything else out.
Val. Is there anything else you're doing on your turn? You've had
No,
your
that
movement.
was
You've had
that.
your
No, that
action.
was my turn.
Okay.
He's
At this point, you do see that bigger kobold with the skull helmet. He raises his sword and lets out a screeching yell. The other kobolds, I mean, it's hard to see. It's hard to make out through this fog that's in there. Unless, Val, did you already drop concentration on it?
Oh well, okay. Can I? That's a very good question. So I just cast the spell. Can I drop concentration immediately, or do I have to wait?
I'm gonna say at the start of your next turn, you can drop the concentration. So because essentially you're taking your turn to cast the spell and to see the effect on it. It's the same 6-second period. So it's at the start of your next turn. You can drop it
Okay.
if you still want to.
Yeah.
But you hear his screechy little voice. Yes.
I'm sorry. So are you saying that this is the start of their turn?
Yes.
So they just.
If they've-
I'm sorry.
This is when they take the damage because
Oh,
it's at
okay.
the start of their turn, right?
All
I
right,
just calculated it all beforehand, so I don't have to have the initiative for the ones that are already dead.
No, I didn't know if casting the spell counted as entering the area for
No.
the first time. Okay.
On their turn. This is the same conversation we had about the Moonlight spell way back
Oh
when.
yeah, it's just like Moonbeam. Yep.
Moonbeam.
Moonbeam. Yeah. Same concept.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it
Okay, yeah, I'm
was.
Good.
Okay. So you hear the chieftain, you hear the creaking of leather and the scuttling of their claws on the stonework. It is hard to see exactly what they are doing, but through the heavily obscured view, it seems like they are disappearing from view. So y'all can't see exactly what's happening, but the sounds are receding a little bit. Halberd, what are you doing?
Putting on my mask of poison resistant stuff so I can breathe through poison and heading into the fog.
Okay. Keep in mind that you're still effective even if you hold your breath or you don't need to breathe.
Even with the mask?
Magic poison.
Ah. Okay.
Magic poison.
It is magic poison. Like that is specified in the spell.
Yeah.
Even if you
Albert
don't need
know
to
that.
breathe, you still take the effect.
Yeah, would Halbert know that?
No.
Fine.
But I'm telling Jonathan.
That's fine. Then get me on moving through.
Okay. It is heavily obscured. Make a perception check at disadvantage.
Do I need to re-roll damage, or
Dang it.
are we using the same damage?
I'll let you decide.
Lauren, did I ever get rid of my heavy crossbow?
Going to make a con save?
Yeah.
It's a con save, yeah. I don't remember whether you did or not.
And what's the save?
Because
16.
it's not in my inventory on D&D Beyond, and I don't know why it's not in here. I'm thinking
Do you
maybe
have it
I
on
didn't.
your paper?
Mhm.
Still
Let me
have your
look.
papers?
Yeah, no, I got my papers. Not heavy crossbow. I got light crossbow written down. On my character sheet, I still have heavy.
8, 6, 6, 2,
So,
something to that effect.
what say you, Dungeon Master?
I'm okay if you still have it.
Okay,
I don't
'cause I'm gonna go
remember
ahead.
you getting rid of it, and I'm sure if anybody cared, they could message us later and say, yes, Doran definitely has it, or no, Doran definitely got rid of it like 4 episodes ago. What are you doing? But
The internet will correct us.
I'm
Yeah, no.
sure.
Not that it's super pertinent right now, but I would imagine that I got rid of my shield or sold it back to. I would have, because I got the new one, I would have gotten rid of the old one.
We'll put it in the bag.
Or there you go, it's in the bag. So, but I'm still gonna
Yeah.
remove it from this.
Yeah, it's in the bag.
So can I make it through the cloud of poison towards the back door that I saw?
What's your movement? 35?
Mhm.
Not quite all the way there, I don't believe.
35 would put you right there.
And my perception was 21.
At disadvantage?
Mhm.
Okay, awesome. So you are still able to make out the shifting, moving forms of the kobolds around you. They are heading towards that same door. You can make out and see they are trying to drag this humanoid and entangled form. They're taking dinner with them, essentially. Dinner to go.
I
That's
can make out a little bit
Awful.
past the doorway.
Say what?
I can make a little bit out past the doorway.
You can make out within about 10 or 15 feet around you. You cannot see quite past the doorway yet.
Cool.
You're in a heavily obscured area. It's just hard to see.
Bonus action Nightbane. Doorway.
Oh, dang!
bonus
Okay, so you can
action
send Nightbane about 15 feet to an unoccupied space away from you. Can you get the doorway there?
5, 10,
Yeah.
15.
Although right now the board is showing it occupied.
Then it would be occupied. So you cannot summon him right there.
The guy is taking up a.
Right,
Where's
but even
the
if we
guy?
okay, so we take off the guy. She said they were moving into the tunnel.
They are moving into the tunnel.
Oh, okay.
So even if they're doing this, I don't know what their movement speed is. So it's still occupied that far.
Yeah.
Then I'll drop Nightbane down.
You want to put him over here or
Yeah.
over here?
On
Over
that
here.
side.
Boom.
Cool.
Is that within the cloud radius or outside of it?
That would be outside of it.
Okay.
Cool.
And that's within 15 feet of Halberd?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's fine then.
What's his face, dude? Can I shoot somebody?
Sure, go
Yeah.
for it.
Hammerhead arrow on the whatchamacallit, chieftain deal.
The commander.
Yep.
Chieftain, commander, both of those work.
Oh, remember you got that +1 arrow, but it doesn't last forever.
I'll use that this fight. And that's going to be a 17 plus.
Oh, that'll hit.
Lucky. 8 plus 6, so 14 points of knockout power damage.
Okay. 14.
You say knockout power damage?
Okay.
Oh, I like the
He
green
is still
arrow.
up.
Love arrow.
You see it hit into the pauldron, and you can see where it sends his shoulder rocketing back, rocking his little form, where he stumbles in his movement, but he's still able to continue what he's doing.
I'll shoot him again.
Okay.
Sharpshooter. 18 plus more
Yep.
with a hammerhead arrow.
Okay.
Be 10 plus 2 plus 6 is 18.
18. Alright. You see it impact on his back, this time closer, like finding the weak point between his pauldron and his spine. You hit him, and you can hear a little screech. He is still up and moving. He's not down for the count just yet. This is the biggest, hardiest, toughest guy, and you're trying to bring him down. He's taken a fair amount of damage already, but he's still up.
Nightbane's going to try to grapple him.
Okay.
Hell!
Go ahead and have Nightbane make an athletics check, a strength check. Oh, good grief. Really? Yeah, I used all my good rolls earlier. That's a natural 4.
Well, I don't know what his mod is, but I rolled a 13.
Yep, Nightbane manages to, as he's fixing to pass by Nightbane reaches out with his pseudopod, just wraps him around the stomach, picks him up from the ground. You can see him waving his arms and legs, the sword in the air, just flailing about, trying to get his legs back under him and go back join his little crew.
Cool, that's my turn.
Okay. Doran. What are you up to, sir?
Oh boy. Come on, thingy. Couldn't get my cover off of my tablet. Okay. I see. Oh, D&D Beyond, don't be that way. Okay. I see not gerblins. I see kobolds. Can I get close enough to the one that's closest to the door?
What's your movement speed?
Remember, this is heavily obscured area. You can see them on the map, like Garrett can. Doran cannot see them. He can just see glimpses of them on the other side of the cloud as they're heading out that tunnel.
Okay. Well, would I have been able to see them before he threw the fart cloud? Would I have an idea of where to go?
You'd have a vague idea of the direction most of them were gathered at, where they had been coming from.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have an idea of what they're doing now.
Well, whether I have an idea of what they're doing or not, I want to get in there and try to get at one of those guys.
Okay. You can head into the cloud if you would like. Your perception is going to be limited. So you'll roll perception at disadvantage to try and find one of them. If you're staying outside the cloud and trying to use a ranged attack, you'll be attacking at disadvantage.
Well, I don't think I can get close enough to any of them anyway. I was going to try to zap one of them with the axe.
Yeah.
Okay. That's actually a dexterity saving throw, right?
Where's the card for the axe? I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it's a DC 15 dex save. And at that point, I am going to go ahead and have you do the perception to try to aim it such in a way that you'll hit at least one of them.
15-foot line. Yeah, DC 15.
Okay. So make a perception check at disadvantage to try and line up a hit through the fog cloud created by your friend that you can't see.
Doo-doo fart cloud. Oh, I'm bumping my camera.
A little bit further.
Yeah.
Disadvantage for perception. Oh, the other one was a 19. That makes me sad.
He's still in it.
All right. Perception. No, that's only an 8.
From where the camera looks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's actually very helpful. So pause for just a minute, Garrett, because if they are already all out of the cloud and you can make your way sort of around the outskirts of it, you can actually probably see them.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell, but looking down from where I'm at, Halberd, myself, and Doran are all outside of the cloud right now.
Okay.
2 of the goblins are still in it. Everything else is out of it.
They're not goblins. They're kobolds.
Sorry.
Okay.
The miniatures that we're using are a little confusing.
All your foes in this encounter are reptilian lizard folk of various skin shades.
There we go.
Okay. Well, so then can I see one of these creatures?
You can. Is it within 15 feet of you?
Can I get to within 15 feet?
Negatory. You have used your 25 feet just to get where you're at.
Jeez. That is what we call clown shoes. Not that funny. God. All right, well, fart on it, I guess. I'll use the crossbow.
Okay. Go ahead. And are you aiming for the chieftain that is currently dangling from Nightbane pseudopod, or are you aiming for one of the other ones that are scurrying out the tunnel?
There's a bunch of them dragging the humanoid.
There are 3 of them that are dragging the humanoid person.
I would.
The tunnel, though.
Yeah, they're the ones that are farthest into the tunnel.
So I can't see any of them.
From where you're at, I'd say you could probably see one of them, but it's going to be a tight shot. You'd be making that shot at disadvantage, because or not at disadvantage, but they would have cover from the tunnel corner there.
Okay. Well, then I'll just take a shot at the closest one, so we can move on.
Okay. Roll
so
hit.
I roll. That is an 8. What do I add to the crossbow? That's dexterity, right?
Yes, it is a ranged weapon, so it is your dexterity modifier. 8 plus 1 is 9, plus your proficiency, right? Because you're proficient with it. Do I remember that right?
Yeah, so that's 8 and 5, 13.
That.
4. Yeah.
Okay, the closest one to you. Hold.
See, 8.
Sorry,
9.
I thought I was hearing something on my end. You see it just as you fire your shot. You see it impact and then glance off the armor as a just barely missing, avoiding damage. For the 13.
I get 3 attacks, and I can't even use all 3 of them right now because I can't get close.
Ghost crossbow.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess. Well, is there anything I can use bonus action wise that would be useful? No.
Any of your runes?
Nothing really that is necessary. I'll save them.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my turn.
Kazator, you are up.
Okay, how far can I get with 30 feet of movement into the room?
You were behind Doran, right?
Yeah, here's right behind him. Yeah,
So about
Skirt the cloud.
About right there and avoid the cloud. If you had 35 feet, you could get through Doran.
Gotcha. So am I technically 25 right now, but if I move further, I hit the cloud?
You hit the cloud or you hit Doran, one of the two.
Yep. So,
Sorry.
Can I see 3 kobolds from there?
Yeah, I'd say yes.
Actually, let's see. You can do every other square can be diagonal, is that right?
Yeah.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Yeah, you haven't used any of your diagonal movements yet.
40.
But it would put you in the cloud.
No, I know.
It's crossbow range.
So I can get to the very last square in 40 feet, like exiting the tunnel. I'm going to bonus action cast Far Step and go 20 foot down the tunnel. I can go 60 feet.
This way?
Yep. So I'm trying to put myself in front of the kobolds.
Okay, do you have to see where you're going for first step?
I don't believe so. Let me check. Far Step.
Magic.
Oh, yes, I do. I thought it was just 60 feet. So yes, I do have to see where I'm going. So I will still cast it, and I will go is that an ally right next to them on the south side?
Talking about right here. Here's Halberd.
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna go just east of Halberd. And let me mark off far step before I forget to do it. So that's bonus action. Action, I am going to utter the command word Korra and cast Eldritch Blast.
Oh, nice. My mad respect, bro.
Nice.
Okay.
That's new.
That makes my heart so happy.
Perception check. Do we
Minus-
recognize that kablamo?
Green arcane energy.
He didn't say it was green.
He did not say it was green.
Oh, pink arcane energy.
Underlord is purple.
Perception check to see if we recognize that Kamehameha wave.
Kisator,
Yes.
when you're casting Eldritch Blast, did you
Yes.
have a particular color or element in mind as you were creating this?
Oh. Plaid.
I was,
He's gone to plaid.
as a musical caster, my thought was matching Kasator's aesthetic. It's going to be blue, and it's not going to be a straight wave, though. It's going to be a sine wave.
Nice.
Very nice. So as you've released this blast of eldritch energy, you have this up and down wave-like motion as it spins and curves and comes up and impacts them head on. And you think for a brief moment that as it's impacting, there's a flash of this bright green light, very reminiscent of your lost friends. Go ahead and make your attack rolls, right?
Ranged attacks.
Should be
That's
three of
going to be a 12 probably misses.
Yes,
Total of it.
21 I'm assuming hits.
it does.
And a natural 20.
Woo! Very nice. Very nice.
Who are you attacking with these?
I picked 3 kobolds. If I can see the commander, I will target him with one of those.
Well, Commander's being currently held by
That's right, he's being
Nightbane.
held, so I wouldn't target him. I'm targeting just
Here.
3
Here.
kobolds I can see
Put him in there because he takes this.
that are running.
I have a question for Kasator here in a moment. Actually, Jordan, not Kasator.
Okay.
But I desperately want to know what would the sound wave be of? Like it's like what if you plug that sound wave on into like a editor software? What audio?
It
would
sounds
play?
like Korra's booming blade.
Nice.
Very nice.
You're gonna make me cry.
You're gonna make Halberd kill you.
No, it's not the traveler. He's good.
He doesn't have horns or a tail yet, so he's fine.
Or an archway. That's the other thing.
That's the only thing.
Okay, so 2 random kobolds there in the back get hit. The third one missed. One is going to be a whole 2 damage, and the other one, the crit is going to be 12.
Ooh.
Dang, boy.
Okay, so you see one of the ones that had been barbecued and then caught in the cloud a little bit earlier. This impacts him and splashes across his armor, doing a little bit more damage, and he's starting to look pretty rough. The crit hits one that had managed to escape those before and has now taken damage for the first time.
Okay. That's bonus action, and yeah, move because I've only got 5 feet of movement left, which isn't going to get me anywhere. So that's it.
Okay, good deal. At this point, you see the kobolds start to rearrange themselves, the more heavily armored ones forming this barrier and this line, and the more lightly armored ones continuing to, 3 of them continuing to drag in their dinner down the tunnel.
You just killed Halberd, sorry.
One of them
Impossible.
turns and has this strange contraption like almost like a harpoon launcher, except the harpoon is a series of sticks and rope, and it launches that at Kazator and Halberd. How close are you together? Are you right next to each other?
Yeah, they're in the
Give you 5 feet.
adjacent
Yeah.
squares.
Okay, so it launches this at the two of y'all. I do need both of y'all to make dexterity saving throws.
30 saves.
That's a good point.
How many fights we've had that aren't actually on the map?
I'm at 23.
Okay, success.
17.
Also success. So you see him fire this stick and rope contraption at you, and it launches towards you. You see it start to spread out into this net-like shape. You both manage to dodge out of the way, to avoid, and now there is this large net that has landed on the ground between the two of y'all, catching neither of y'all within its midst.
New toys.
Set up and save it.
The other there are 3 other kobolds that sort of form a living wall and sort of boundary, placing themselves between you and their dinner, and they sort of get right up in your face and start their as close to it as they can get. The screeching sort of chant, just creak knack, creak knack, and
Is that in Draconic, and do I understand it?
it is in Draconic. You do understand it. It is weird, sort of a derivation of words that would make sense. It seems like a word in a verb in the nominative form, and literally translated, it would mean
All right.
it would mean one who roams or far wanderer, something to that effect.
Traveler.
Oh, that would be so bad.
Not necessarily traveler. Make an intelligence check for me.
I still think that would be funny.
Not bad. That's going to be an 18.
18. Yeah, this is enough. It's less traveler and more like rover.
Rover?
Head rover?
Oh.
I don't like that at all.
Nope.
Like
Nope.
the one on Mars?
About to be good, y'all.
All right. What's next?
So as they are chanting, they have these tiny little, from your perspective, they're like they're long knives or very, very short swords, and they hold them up and they start like flailing in your direction, you and Kazator. Because they do have pack tactics, they function stronger as a group. They do have advantage on their attacks against both of you. First one.
Wait till I can reach them.
Make sure I'm on the right one here. Alright, first one is going to be a dirty 20 to hit on Halberd.
Yep.
That is going to be...
Runic shield!
Okay, use your reaction, and what is that? That's a plus...
Reaction to force a reroll, and you have to use the new roll.
Okay.
So hopefully it's not a 20.
Do they still get advantage from their pack tactics? Is that correct? Or just reroll the attack?
Just reroll and use the new number, so hopefully I made it worse. Hopefully you don't get an extra one.
Oh.
That is a natural 20!
Oh, that's hilarious. It's terrible, but it's funny. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. You need it, Jordan.
That is 11 points of piercing damage. Or you, yes, piercing damage. Is that right? Slashing.
I don't know.
That should be slashing. Short swords do slashing damage, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
So slashing damage. That's the first
I
guy's.
cannot believe that.
Say what?
I cannot believe that just happened.
Uncanny dodge to half.
I'm so like, I'm like offended or something. Dadgummit.
It's okay. It's okay. It happens sometimes.
Sorry, boy. Or whoever gets hit by this.
Yes.
Gonna use uncanny dodge on that melee attack.
Okay, so that cuts it down to 5. Second hit from the first guy is a. I love pack tactics advantage. This is awesome. 23 to hit.
Mhm.
That is going to be 6 points of slashing damage.
So basically, the runic shield popped up, and those little bastards were like, "Haha, no!"
What it did is the runic shield popped up, and the arcane energy forced the short sword to glance off of it, striking actually into a weak spot in Halberd's armor. That just it guided it in, unfortunately.
Stop hugging me!
Not better. Not better.
I really hate that.
That is so funny. It's awesome though.
Yeah, I mean, like it makes for good stories, but damn.
The first attack from the second guy is going to be a 24 on Halberd.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be a 8 points of piercing damage. His second attack, after having struck into Halberd and seeing his ally hit a very vital point, he's going to turn and think his ally has it under control, and he's striking at Kazator. Holy cow! Holy cow! That's a 19 and a 20. So that's a natural 20 on Kazator.
Oh.
That is going to be.
I'm gonna hellish rebuke his butt
Yeah.
because I don't like natural 20s. I know it still is gonna hit, but I'm gonna yell at him. We'll go. Where is it? How is this one that looks hurt or no?
No, this is one that hasn't been hurt yet.
We'll go second level.
Okay.
Dang.
This is another sorcerer whatever thing.
Yeah, it's a new warlock ability.
Cool.
That's not bad. Let me just double check that there's no. Okay, it is a dex save of 15.
Okay. That is a 2.
No.
Yeah, figured that failed.
Okay, so it's gonna be 17 damage.
Yep. He does 7 damage on you, and you're like, ow, that hurts! No!
No! Back
This is
Kobold!
damage!
Back Kobold!
So weird.
No!
No. And then the last one is the one farthest into the tunnel at this point, is taking both of its attacks there on Kazator as it's sort of forming the anchor point of the wall and trying to block y'all's procession forward towards dinner. That is an 18 to hit.
That hit 17. You see?
Don't you have a shield pendant?
Yeah, but I'd rather save that for if whatever they're yelling for comes or something. You know?
That's fair.
Not for 6 or
That-
7 damage.
That is 8 points of slashing damage.
We've done it.
And second hit is a 24 to hit,
That would also hit.
which is 4 points of slashing damage.
Yeah,
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, no. It's wonderful.
I'm looking rough, guys.
No, Kazator, no! If only runic.
All right, it is Ciliex's turn.
Awesome. Action 1, I cast haste on myself.
Okay.
Action 2, I fly like the Dickens and get right up in the face of the first guy I see.
Are you going through the cloud?
If I can avoid it, great. If not, I don't care.
Well, I mean, they're in the way, so.
Sure. Put me through the cloud. Let's do it.
All right, make a Constitution save
Against poison.
against poison, which you have resistance against. So go ahead and take advantage on it.
And
Actually, no, because resistance will give you half the damage at the end. So just a straight roll.
Well, I also get advantage on poison because dwarf.
Oh, that's
You have
right.
advantage on saving throws against poison damage or against being poisoned.
Against poison damage.
It's advantage against poison.
Advantage against poison, and then I'm also resistant to poison.
Yeah. If it's the same as a dwarf, it's like
It's
you're
from the
resistant.
dwarven kind belt. It's the same as the dwarf. When I
Yeah.
click on the little A, it's advantage against poison.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Saves against poison and resistance.
you're not on the cloud kill. Having the poisoned effect is different than taking the poison damage.
This isn't poison effect. It's poison.
Right. So you'll be resistant to the poison damage.
Right.
You still have to make the Constitution save.
At advantage, though. Yes.
That's what I'm looking at. Give me just a moment.
I have A against poison, A against being poisoned.
I am looking
That-
this.
Do rules check.
So many rules, guys. D&D is a good game.
D&D with all its rules, ruling over all of our games. Everyone wants to play D&D because it's so much fun. That song devolved very quickly.
Okay, you know what? I will go ahead and I'll give it to you, and I will do more research about the mechanics a little bit later.
Okay. Because it just says advantage against poison, and if this is poison,
Yeah, the wearer has advantage on saving throws against poison, and they have resistance against poison damage.
yeah.
So
It's a
the
con
DM has ruled.
It's a con save, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Sorry.
29.
Yeah.
So what's the
Yeah,
damage?
that succeeds.
I'm.
Okay. So what's the total there?
11.
So 11 half to 5 half to 2.
Yes.
Cool. And I'm up next to somebody, yes?
Yes.
Alright, awesome. I'm taking my attack against them.
Go for it. This guy has definitely been wounded.
I was to say that you're up against the one that was in the initial poison.
How wounded?
And fireball.
Fairly wounded. Like looking pretty rough.
Okay, well that's a 27
Size
to hit.
30 boot in his butt.
That'll hit.
And I will do a first level divine smite into him. Unless he's not a dragon, right? I don't get the dragon thing from my sword because he's not technically a dragon type. He's a humanoid.
Correct.
Okay.
He's a steel type.
Then I
he's
will do a first level divine smite.
As a normal type? Maybe
wait,
fighting type. But he's underground, so he's probably ground type. I don't know where that. I need to figure out where that whistling is coming in through my shop because
15.
it's very spooky.
So 15 points of slashing and 15 points of radiant damage.
Oh yeah, he skewered. You skewer him, and he slides off the end of your sword and collapses dead to the ground.
Cool. That's my turn.
Okay. Let's see. Sarai is up next. Sarai is going to fire a guiding bolt.
We need a mini for her, maybe?
Oh, we got one.
Not a good one. It'll do for now.
Where's she be?
Right there.
Hello.
Okay.
Unless Lauren tells me to move her otherwise.
No, that's fine. As long as she's in range for a guiding bolt.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, roll to
I'll take
hit.
her off to the glare holes.
Thank you for that.
That's only an 18. But still hits, so yay! Damage is... Ooh. Nice. 4d6.
It's nice when the DM plays characters with your crew and not against your crew
Right.
sometimes. Because then you get happy about things that are beneficial to you and not against you.
Exactly.
That is 11 points of damage
Yeah.
against.
Freedom.
So lift.
Sorry, have it.
Against the one that had done both of its attacks against Halberd. Knocking it down, and it is starting to look pretty rough at this point, and the next attack against that one has advantage.
Let us smash them into goo.
Alright. Oh, all of those ones are dead. I can take them off the initiative. Rye, what are you up to?
Congratulations. You go after all the dead people.
If I get just within the doorway, how many of them are within 60 feet of me?
All of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
all of them.
I'm gonna aim specifically at the ones that are back in the actual doorway, and I will go ahead and cast Mind Thrust at 4th level, so I should be able to hit 3 of them.
Okay.
Yay!
You want to get the 3 that are dragging the humanoid individual away?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. They need to make intelligence saving throws.
Okay, these guys are...
Is
Super
that
smart, right?
Oh, super.
Mind Thrust.
Super duper. Some of them are smarter than others.
as you can see, it's getting dark out, and I don't have a proper light.
Okay.
So
It looks like a carrot.
I know I need to get a light.
One that looks to be more lightly armored does succeed on its save, and the other 2 both fail.
So it's only 8 total points of damage.
Okay.
So 4 for the one who succeeded, but for the 2 who failed, they can either move, take an action, or a bonus action on their next turn.
Ooh. Okay.
Dang.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot about
Right.
Good to know.
I thought that attack sounded, or that spell sounded familiar. You used that on the
Yeah.
people when
Yes.
we did the thing.
Mhm.
That was descriptive. Good job, me. No problem.
And that's my turn.
Okay.
Good grief. Me.
Top of the order, Val.
Oh, shoot.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, good.
Why?
You're not with your Huggy Bear no more. That's why.
Okay, that's fair. That is a 14.
14. You really want to go slice into these things. You crave their blood on your
great.
sword.
Oh, great.
This is a visceral desire within you. You want to go attack these things. You need to get right up in their faces. You need to cut them from navel to throat, slicing them in half, decapitating them.
Right, but
It
Val.
is a deep desire burning within you. You want to get right up in there.
All right,
what
well,
is Val?
I'm going to drop concentration on the cloud.
Okay.
The cloud disperses.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I can get right there. I'm going to get right here in the corner. And using my bonus action,
Cursed soul. Cursed soul.
I'm going to cast Spirit Shroud. And
Okay.
because I only have these spell levels left, I'm going to cast it at 5th level.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Yeah. I used
Okay.
my 3rd levels earlier.
I was not sending those messages.
No, you didn't. Shut up. And then I'm going to take a swing with the Paragon's Yoke.
Do it.
Say what?
Do it.
Yeah.
Sword has a name, apparently.
That is a modified 20 to hit.
That does hit.
This man is gonna kill us all in our sleep.
You will try.
All right, I need help keeping track of this.
1,
So that's
3,
10 points of piercing.
Okay.
10,
That is 6 points of necrotic. Is that? Oh, I'm sorry. No, that was right. That was right. They need to make. Is it still alive at the moment?
Yes.
Okay. It's not going to be for very long, as it takes 26. Right? Am I at 26? Am I still at 26? I'm at 27. 27 points of necrotic damage from a channel divinity.
Mm-hmm.
Is it still alive?
Nope.
Okay. It dies.
Does it the for the hit points? Constitution save, is that right?
That is correct.
That's a natural 1, so that is a failure.
I get 6 more temporary hit points.
Awesome, awesome.
I'm very
Now-
concerned.
Remembering correctly, temporary hit points don't stack.
These do.
Oh. Hells yes.
The sword of infinite vampire.
Yes. And yeah, that's it. And there's little floating ghosty things floating around me,
Okay.
and he dead.
Yes, so that guy is dead. That was the guy that had both attacks on Halberd. Yes, just double checking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I had advantage on him, didn't I?
You did.
I mean,
Hit
it's
20 anyway, so.
yeah.
He's very dead. Very, very dead. His body is literally liquefying and rotting on the ground in front of you.
It smells great.
Oh yeah, very fragrant. Almost like a musky sweetness.
That's disgusting. So that's my turn.
Okay. The chieftain is going to attempt to break from Nightbane's grapple. So go ahead and have Nightbane resist this.
It was a finger.
13.
Yeah, nope. Nightbane maintains his hold on the chieftain, and you see him wriggling and struggling and continuing to attempt to call in Draconic, "Get me out! Get me out!" essentially. At this point, you do hear a long, low, like sibilant howl echoing from the tunnel the kobolds were heading towards.
Wait. This tunnel or the one they were dragging the human out of?
The one they were dragging the human out of.
Okay.
So where everybody is.
I say humanoid thing. Whatever.
Humanoid.
What could go wrong?
Actually, at this point, y'all are close enough to see probably through the netting and through the ropes. It is a human male.
Okay.
Young adult, not probably mid to late 20s. Slight.
Meet the Rye and Rye. See that?
No, y'all are probably not close enough, and there are too many bodies between y'all. But the three of them who are right up in there, Halberd and Kazator and Val, and Solix can probably make out those details.
We still must save this man,
Y'all are doing good. There's only
whatever he may be.
There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left.
6 counting the
6.
chieftain.
Yeah.
And also whatever's coming.
Meh. Doesn't matter.
Halberd, you are
Take that now.
Cool. I want to shoot the chieftain with the hammerhead arrow and try to knock this sucker out.
And
okay.
he makes the room.
Have Nightbane slam him against the wall.
Okay, I thought about that. I really wanted to.
Do it.
But the amount of hits he's already taken using a blunted weapon versus breaking his neck against a rock seems a little bit more advisable.
I could bring him back.
I mean, that's actually true.
That's fair, but I don't want you to have to.
Halberd, I would say this guy looks big enough and beefy enough that you could probably bash him unconscious in one form or another, however you chose to do that, rather than straight up killing him. Like, he's not as frail as his little minions.
Fantastic. Nightbane is straight up just like up and down. Sleep,
Go to sleep.
Puny god.
Okay. Roll. Does Nightbane have a smash or slam attack of some kind?
I mean, he's
You
got
could use
his,
the tentacle attack.
for his bite, the way you wrote his stats, it can knock someone prone against a strength check. So I feel like that's kind of like a slam attack, but that might be grab and pull. I don't know. Worst case scenario, he lifts him up and drops him, and then picks him up and drops him again.
No, you can definitely do like a solid slam attack.
Just use the tentacle attack.
Yeah,
What
go
if
ahead and
I
just
just
use the
whip him
tentacle
around,
attack.
You
Like
could just
that?
frizz the guy.
That's going to be a 24 and a 10. Because he's got 2 attacks on tentacles.
The 24 will hit, the 10 will not. Go ahead and roll the damage.
All right. It's going to be 11 points.
All
Where you
right.
done?
11. He is dazed, but he is still awake. He is not down for the count yet. He's not quite snoozing.
Can Halbard also like back up for
Yeah,
those
that's
of-
Nightbane's attacks. Halberd still has his.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna walk across and punch him. No, no, I will get out of the way. And I'll pull out the +1 short sword and go on the dude right across between me and Casator.
We could just hit him with the broadside of the short sword.
That's fine, but Nightbane's got it right now. So, because is that flanking or is that not flanking? I'm just curious. Just want to know before I roll 1 or 2 dice.
Not flanking.
Cool. It's going to be a 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
She could sneak attack on that too.
Do I get sneak attack?
Who's adjacent to an opponent?
Yeah.
Okay. Yay! It's going to be 14 plus 5. No, 6. 14 plus 6, so 20
Nice.
points of damage on him.
This guy is in dire straits, but still up.
Do it again.
Okay.
Natural 19.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no. Solid hit. You take the sword and you cut the first slice across his chest, the second almost like skewering in up the opening that the first sword has sliced into him.
Cool. That is going to be 9 points of damage.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
Cool.
Super dead.
So I have a bonus action and help me out.
Which
I'm
one's
right by the
Super-
kobold that's being
Super-
restrained by Nightbane. Can I just like broadside him? Or is that like a bonus action move I can take?
Trying to what, attack as your bonus action?
Yeah, because I've got 2 light weapons. But I don't know, is that like dual fighting or what?
I think that would be. Ooh.
No, if you're dual wielding lights.
Anti-offhand.
It would be an offhand attack.
Oh yeah. Well, damage. You don't add your dex to damage. Right.
Yeah, it would be you would just roll the damage and you would not add your dexterity modifier to it.
I could try to broadside this guy.
Try it.
Yeah, we'll let it happen. Go for it.
And it'd be an advantage because he's restrained, right?
Yes. Well,
So you're trained or grappled.
he's grappled is what it is. He's not really restrained.
Well, on both dice they were 15s when I rolled, so it's a 15.
That's fine. It's yeah, it'll hit.
Cool. It's 4 points.
4 points. He is unconscious.
Yes!
You take him. You take the blunt end of the blade and you just whack across his face. You see, there's a brief moment of eyes just growing big, and then he just slumps down in Nightbane's hold.
Nice. Very nice.
I have found a prisoner.
He found a prisoner.
He was just lying there. Of course, you just stumbled across him.
Yeah, you know, like you do.
This is my brand new invention. I call it a hostage.
Okay. It is Doran's turn.
Goodness gracious, golly gosh. I have so many things that I could do. Because I can reach so many things. I can't get within... I didn't hear a word of what you just said.
You want to get
Can I get within...
You can get
as
there.
close as I can. Okay.
Yeah, you can get in melee range. You want to take your attacks?
What are the two boys in front of me? Are they kobolds?
I'm going to do that so we know he's unconscious.
Is that what the two boys in front?
Yeah.
So the yellow one, the one I'm pointing to and trying to knock over is really hard to knock over. That one's unconscious.
Yeah, that's the one that...
That one's being held by Nightbane, so if you want to just go ahead and pull him off the board so we don't get confused.
Okay.
I'm always confused.
All right,
and the two in front...
Yep.
Those are both kobolds?
Yes, sir.
What about the two above them?
It's all kobolds.
That's all kobold.
All 4 of them.
There are 4 of them left. 3 of them are dragging the guy. One of them is the guy who had shot the net earlier.
If I use the lightning attack, would I hurt the dude?
We'll say you can angle it so he is just out of the way.
It's like spell sculpting with an axe.
We'll let it happen.
Zap. And now I have to remember what I'm supposed to do. That's just a
Roll
save.
your 2d6. That's a save. That is a fail on the first one, natural 20 for success on the second, and a fail on the third.
Wait, don't I have to roll to hit, or is it just the save?
It's a save. For shooting the lightning out, it's just a save. You
Oh,
send
cool.
the lightning. You probably actually would not get all 3 of them. You would get 2 of them. So you'd have 1 success and 1 failure.
well, it's better than nothing. Okay, and that's
So
2d6.
you get the guy. Yeah, you'd get the guy who had shot the net earlier, and then you would get one of the guys that was dragging.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I'll use my casino dice. That is a 4.
4. The guy who had shot the net is dead.
Hey!
Which one is that from our point of view?
Is that the one in front of me or the one behind him?
We'll call it the one in front of you.
Okay.
He dead.
Oh.
What a shame.
So I'm down 1 zappy zap. I got 2 more zappy doos.
Nice.
And then I don't think I have anything else I can be doing.
Okay.
No way.
And that other one, the save, he completely doesn't get hit at all. It's not halved. It's just
What's on the card?
The card. Well, I mean, because I rewrote it when it upgraded, and my soul was probably more corrupted. And it's just 15-foot line, DC 15, 3 times per day, 2d6 lightning. So there was no specifics. I'm just asking.
I'm gonna say half damage on a successful save.
Woo! So he gets 2 damage.
Indeed.
Wow.
Okay. That's
I'm
it for
gonna
Doran,
note
you said?
that on the card.
Good deal. Kazator, what are you doing, sir?
Okay, I am going to move north and east into that open square so I can see down the hall. Are there kobolds more than 60 feet? How far is the furthest kobold from me?
You don't see any in except for the ones in the immediate vicinity. Like you see
so
the ones.
nobody ran further down the hall.
Right, there aren't any reinforcements coming from this particular direction.
Right, and I didn't. I'm sorry, I didn't. I
that
thought
you can see.
none we saw ran down the hall. They all turned and attacked.
Or they're slowly trying to drag dinner away. Yes.
Through these three right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all have killed everybody else. It's just the three that were closest to the dinner. They're like trying to escape.
So, do we hear any more noises coming from down the hall?
Make a perception check.
Sweet.
I was actually going to ask about that, but I forgot to.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You hear a rhythmic, like, tapping of, or not quite, between a pounding and a tapping, a sound of a larger animal sort of making its way through the tunnel to you.
Okay.
From this particular place. You're guessing it was the Griknyak that they were calling for earlier, the rover. From
Oh God.
From behind you, it's hard to make out any specific details from the other tunnels, but you can hear the sound of rover coming this way.
Halfway down.
Oh, he's not coming from this tunnel that we're...
Yes, he is.
Oh,
He's
he
coming
is.
from the one that they were trying to go to.
Okay.
Gift that.
And does it sound like he's far off, or he's pretty close, or like a general...
You don't see him yet. You can see probably 40 to 50 feet down the tunnel before it turns. You can hear the footsteps coming this way, but you cannot see him yet.
Okay, so 40 feet. Cool. Let's go ahead and... What the heck? There's 3 kobolds. Let's just do another Eldritch Blast to kick us off.
Warlock.
I was gonna say he makes me miss being a warlock.
Yeah. Dropped one. That's a natural 14 and 18. I dropped this one. That's a natural 10, so the lowest is 17.
Yep, they all hit.
Cool.
Are they all headed to the same one, or are they headed to different ones?
We'll just do one to each.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll roll high and see what happens. Ooh, no. Because I don't think that's an add, right? It's just straight roll. Yep. So that's going to be 1 damage, 7 damage, and 6 damage.
Not terrible.
Yeah, I probably should have targeted 1.
Okay, so 1, 7, and 6.
Yeah.
Are you sending the
North is 1. Next clockwise is, so the corner is 6, and then straight to the east is 7. 1, 6, 7.
Okay. So 2 of them look to be, definitely showing signs of wear and tear. One of them is holding up a little bit better than the other 2, but has still been taking some damage.
Okay.
Still like a whole hand of hair that I can't braid.
Mhm.
Do that.
Bonus action. I might regret this. I've only moved
You've moved 5 feet so far.
5 feet, right? So okay, what the heck? Let's bonus action, far step to the end of the hall and see if I can see anything.
Oh God. Hey, do you not remember how we lost our other warlock?
I have plenty of movement. It's fine. Maybe. You remember when I got carried out by snakes?
Right, you far step to the end of the hall,
Yep.
and about 10 feet away, you see a very large form heading in your direction.
I hope he doesn't have reach. I'm using 25 feet of movement to run back, and I just see a large form. Do I get any idea of, like, does it look... Is it on all 4s? Just like general. I'm not like, standing.
It is on all 4s. It is reptilian in nature.
Interesting.
Yes, it is. a darker color on its back, a lighter color on its throat and down to its belly. It is fairly armored, and it has a large horn protruding from its
Oh,
nose.
great! It's gonna
A
ram.
lizard rhino.
Yeah, it's a freaking lizard rhino.
Kind of like a lizard rhino, yes.
It's like Avatar, how everything is always two animals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
Lizard rhino, yes.
well, I am going to use 25 feet of movement to run back. Does it split or is it just a corner?
It's just a corner.
Okay. I'm gonna use 25 feet of movement running back down the hall, yelling, "Armored lizard rhino!" And as far as I can get, and then flatten myself against the wall, humming like Kronk.
Yes.
And pray.
He's got his own theme
Awesome.
music.
That's about what I got.
Good deal. So you're about 10 or 15 feet past where the kobolds are at now, probably 20 feet or so from your nearest party member.
Great.
About 35 feet from Rover
Great.
is incoming here.
Jordan, I love you, buddy. I just,
Thanks, Gareth.
man.
You can get. My thought was I can just because I have far step.
We know what your thought was.
But no, what I'm saying is what I didn't think of is if he hits me really hard, I could drop concentration, and then I won't. I guess I can cast it again. Anyway, there's my
Okay.
thought process. Continuing. That's
Okay, so that's your turn?
it. That is.
All right.
Better or worse.
Two of the kobolds that have been dragging their dinner away drop their dinner. They drop the net that he is in. They turn. And they start booking it down the tunnel towards the big thing headed their way.
Oh,
I
snap.
will reaction hit one of them as they run by.
Okay, roll to hit.
Lauren, technically
Am
they
I
can
near-
only move once.
Right, they're using their movement to just book it.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
weren't
they're not
dashing too.
dashing.
Okay.
They're just running.
In their minds, they're dashing, though.
In their minds. In their minds.
That is a modified 20 to hit,
That definitely hits.
and that's gonna be. Where's my dice? 6. 7 piercing and 5 thunder.
Okay, okay.
Scare the beast.
We'll say you're putting this one on the one that's a little more heavily injured. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah.
Okay. He's in pretty dire straits now as this impacts him, but he's still able to be up and moving and running in Rover's direction.
After the thunder wave, do I hear retreating steps from the hallway? Like it got scared?
Unfortunately not.
Shot. Okay.
I mean, yeah.
It was worth a shot.
Take a shot there. Never mind. It's crossbow. Okay. Moving on.
Have to take a shot.
I'm not running away anymore.
Shot,
Thank
shot,
you.
shot. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
different.
ADD's kicking in.
Musical theater nerds. All right. After that is their turn. Never mind. Solyax, you are up.
Cool. I'm running down the hallway after them. I'm passing the one that's left. He can swing at me if he wants. I don't care.
Cometh at brethren.
I'm using all 80 feet of my movement to just bore down on the closest one.
He is. This is the one that's more lightly armored. He is the one that is a little. He's got a bunch of weird, like tool-like things hanging off of his belt, and that he's
Is he the
carrying
frying
like a
pan guy?
vest. Yes, this is the frying pan guy.
Yay! Frying pan guy.
So he will.
They hit him with an axe.
He will actually take his little. You know what? He will lash out with his fry pan. Why not?
Yay! I feel validated for some reason.
That is a.
Collaborative storytelling, man.
Yeah, that is an 18 to hit.
That misses.
That does miss, which is a really good thing for this little guy. Like, he rolled really well.
So
And still miss. You just, the fry pan just glances off your armor. You're moving too quickly for it to have any real impact. You're heading back towards the other guys.
First guy I get to, I'm swinging at.
Okay.
They are definitely, like, at best, they're maybe, 50 feet away from me?
At
You
best,
somehow
yeah.
get the case door first.
Alright, so attack number 1 is going to be, that's trash, a 15?
Still hits.
Cool. First level Divine Smite.
Okay.
Ooh, that's dirty. That's 15 points of slashing and 12 radiant.
Nice.
Okay, that's one of them dead.
Perfect. Running up to number 2.
This is the guy that was not actually, like, he'd been hit but wasn't super injured. Now you're hitting the guy who's, like, really badly off.
Awesome. I'm taking one more step and swinging at him for a 24.
Yep.
What the hell?
I don't know. That was weird.
And then
Dun dun dun.
I'll just do a regular attack against him, I suppose.
Okay.
Fighting for trash, 8 points of damage.
That is okay. He is still dead.
All right, cool. And then I hear oh boy coming down the hall. Yes.
You do hear Rover.
I will use.
Rover.
How far is it from me to the corner right now?
Hold on. I have to actually math this. 15 feet. I'm gonna say 15 feet.
Okay, and I've used 40. I've used 50 feet of my movement or so at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So that leaves me with another 30 feet of movement.
Oh my lord.
So let me.
Yeah. You move about 20 feet. You round to the corner, or you move about 15 feet towards the corner. You round it. You move another 5 feet, and Rover is right there in your face.
Okay. Well, let me check something. So how far? So I'll run at least 15 feet to look around the corner. See how far away is he from me?
About 10 feet from the corner. Like, he is not far from the corner at all. You could take another step forward and be whacking him in the face.
Cool. Instead, I am going to pull out a because I don't have my shield out for the record. I haven't had it out this whole time.
Right.
My AC's been 19. So I'll pull out my dagger and just throw it at him.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Oh, that's terrible. 5. What? KS dagger. So 15.
Still hits.
Perfect. This is just a regular non-magical dagger, if that matters. I'm not throwing my +1. Just a boring one. For 7 points of damage. And then I am running my 15 feet back to where I was and getting ready for him to round the corner.
Okay. Okay. Sarai is up. Sarai doesn't see. She sees the one guy that is looking wounded, like in the corner. She's looking around at y'all and seeing nobody's really hurt, right?
Not really.
The only damage I took was from his stupid poison cloud.
All 2 points.
All 2 points.
Yeah, she's gonna. Why not? Level 1 guiding bolt. Roll to hit.
He's gonna end up being the one to kill him.
That only just barely hits. 46.
Say it.
11 points of damage. He is still standing. Next hit on that guy has advantage.
Ooh, yeah. To who?
Rye. What are you doing?
Care about this
Sure.
kobold or the fact that there's Rover coming? Can, with my 30 feet of movement, can I get up to the doorway?
Close to it, you get about right here because Doran's in the way.
Sorry.
I'd like to move
I'm a chunky
behind
She
Doran
you can get to the
Yeah, you can get right there.
And I want to hold Charm Monster for whenever Rover comes around the corner.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Back to the top of the order. Val, what are you doing?
He wants blood.
Yeah, so seeing Dorkfish over there and not knowing about Monster, Val's gonna come right here.
Well, didn't
You're about to kill the leader.
Kazator yell about the lizard rhino?
Yeah, Kizator.
Oh, he
Kizator
did, you're
let
right.
everybody know about the lizard rhino.
Okay, but I'm assuming Val still wants blood.
It's a less urgent craving now. There was definitely this moment of satisfaction of yes. Okay, this is nice. So it's less urgent. There's still just this oh, that was really nice sort of feeling in the back of his head, but it's less of a compulsion at this point.
Okay. Oh, how far away is the one down the hall from me?
There isn't any down the hall.
They're all dead.
We killed them all? Okay.
Yes.
There's
I
one.
killed all of them.
There's one that hit you with tried to hit you with the frying pan, that is still up and looking rough.
The one you threw the dagger at didn't die.
That was Rover.
Oh, okay. My mistake.
I killed all the kobolds except for the frying pan.
The one that Sarai hit with the guiding bolt is glowing softly, attracting your attention. The next attack on it has advantage. It's surrounded by this halo of radiant energy.
And also people who are going to hit it once and it will die.
I'm going to take the Paragon's yoke and I'm going to poke it.
Okay, go ahead and pokey poke. Roll to hit.
Oh, I get advantage on that. Oh, so close. That would be a 29 to hit.
Oh yeah,
That was
hits.
almost a natural 20. 14 piercing.
I was worried about me being possessed. I know he's haunted as shit.
14 piercing, 3 necrotic.
It's like a game of who's cursed worst.
For the Constitution save, it fails. So roll to sap the strength.
It does 5 more necrotic points.
Nice.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting to roll Spirit Shroud. That's 8 more points of necrotic on top of that.
Oh, he's very, very, very dead. Like liquefying around the sword as you sink it into his chest. The flesh just starts to dissolve. There is a brief, like a guttural gasp, and then it just cuts off as his lungs start to liquefy and pour out through the hole made by the sword.
That's fun.
Insight?
So that was what?
You have to get back up.
Yeah, I'm back up. No, I've got 30 movement speed.
Oh, yeah, I forget.
Yeah, so I'm gonna back up to here. And then that's all I got.
Okay.
'Cause I'm still concentrating on a spell.
At this point, Rover comes around the corner. Solix is right there. Rai, you'd been holding your action until you could see him. What are you doing?
I'm casting Charm Monster. It has advantage because Celiax attacked it.
Okay, what save? What kind of save is this?
A wisdom saving throw.
Okay. It's not the wisest creature. That is going to be a 14.
Yes! It's
Okay, so you see Rover come around the corner. Rai, who'd been holding this spell with her arms extended for a brief moment, waiting, holding, just looking for that moment until she could see it. She releases the spell. You see Rover come around the corner and slow from a gallop to a trot to a walk, and then he just sits down and he looks at you. The tongue starts to loll outside of his mouth. His eyes go really from the dilated hunter to the more relaxed, just very.
He becomes derpy.
Gonna look at it and go, down, roll it over.
He drops down and he rolls awkwardly sort of onto his side and starts like pawing the air as though it's like belly rubs.
Is Rye about to get a pet lizard rhino?
No, she's gonna look at everyone else and be like, "Can we leave now?"
Right. As Rai is saying that, combat, we're going to go ahead and say, has concluded, and we will pick up at this point in our next session.
Yay, we got to fight stuff.
I am 100% possessed. This
Oh
is
yeah, no,
fantastic.
you were totally hungry.
No! I don't have to do an insight check to figure that out.
Hey, you don't know why I got all blood crazy.
Garrett does.
No, but you went crazy blood crazy.
I mean, yeah.
We seen it.
Thank you,
Inside check.
everybody.
Does Garrett know what's up? Yeah, that's a natural 40. Of course
Rolled a D100.
I rolled a D2 and I got a 44. How did that work? I don't know.
Magic. It's a special Garrett skill.
Oh, we don't want to even know. Oof, those are great.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on our adventure today. We hope you had fun. Shenanigans are ensuing. This was a blast. So thank you for coming along. Join us next week. We're on Twitch on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Central. Our VODs are up on YouTube at twitch.tv. No, youtube.com/TheKeepRPG.
There we go.
That's the right one. Check out our social medias, and we will see you next week. Bye, guys.
Oh, right.
Oh, Garrett, go for it.
Oh, it still works. Yes.
Bye, guys.